welcome to We Geek Podcast. Today is September 29th, 2018, episode 150 fun, the Mew episode. If we're going by Pokemon standards, man, I caught a lot of Pokemon in Pokemon Go, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a Kangaskhan now. He's a lucky Kangaskhan. I got that traded to me.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a Tauros, which you can't get unless you're like in North Florida and above. Which I wish I had a different regional because that one's easier to get. Like I can just drive to Jacksonville and get me a Tauros.
Yeah.
But I wish it was like a Farfetch'd or a Mr. Mime, a creepy Mr. Mime. But 2 regionals down for Gen 1. I gotta get those other 2. I'm getting close, man. I am right now. I'm good with Gen 1. And the reason why I say that is because I can always just walk with my Clefairy. Oh, by the way, I'm joined by my good friend Logan.
What's up?
So anyway, I'm almost there. I gotta get like an Articuno, a Zapdos, and that's really it. All the other ones I can evolve. I can just walk with the characters and have the candies drop.
Nice.
But I'm there. I got a Mewtwo. So that was awesome. Got a Mewtwo, got a Mew. I am almost finished with Gen 1. I have like 140 some, so
Sweet.
I'm just a couple away, and the rest are like, I got to walk with the Dratini, and I got to walk with a Clefairy.
Do you have to walk with Elias?
I wish he was in the game. Imagine if they made a WWE Pokemon Go.
Oh boy.
Where you walked around and caught wrestlers that were hanging around at the park.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there are some that actually happened to. So maybe that's not the best idea.
Man, I wish I knew how to program games, because that would be amazing. Oh shit, Macho Man Randy Savage is at the park. We gotta go. We gotta go get him. He's rare. He's like, oh yeah, that'd be so great. The same concept. We throw Pokemon balls, but they just look different, and we catch them. Like it doesn't have to make sense. People would eat it up.
You're not wrong.
Right? No, yeah, I don't know. Oh wait, is that New Day? Let's go. Oh man, but yeah. Anyway, so I don't know how that happened, but
they come with a +4 Bisquick bonus.
Yes, exactly. You can have shiny versions of them and stuff. Just different versions of New Day. Oh man, yeah, it would be fantastic. A shiny version of Triple H. He'd have the hair and the hammer. Oh man. Oh. Anyway. Yeah, no, I've been playing so much Pokemon Go, dude. I hatched 9 eggs yesterday.
Jeez.
I attached them all, and I walked rode my bike, walked for like 6 miles, and the rest was like driving, because I was driving back and forth to different places. And it wasn't exactly 9, it was like 6 or 7 of them. And I got a Tauros, so I was pretty happy, and I got them all. I got all the eggs lined back up now. I'm going through them. I got a few miles on them. And I've been crazy with Pokemon Go. What have you been up to?
Work, pretty much.
Work. Oh yeah.
I mean, that's been pretty much it. I didn't do anything interesting this week. No new purchases, no discoveries. It's been pretty quiet this week.
Yeah, man, I've been on the search for a new TV show. I am so bored when it comes to television, and nothing is holding my attention. I tried to watch Castle Rock.
Yeah?
I couldn't get into it.
Really?
I'm not a Steven Spielberg, stan. Or a mark, I guess, for wrestling terms. I'm not. None of that stuff excites me. So I'm like, oh, that's a Shawshank, reference. But then I feel like they'll hit you with 3 more, and I'm like, I don't know who Sandy Blue Eyes is.
Yeah, Stephen King, not Spielberg.
Oh, did I say Spielberg? I meant Stephen King. Yeah. Yeah. No. Oh, if it was a Steven Spielberg,
you are a Spielberg mark. Like, let's. Yeah.
That would be awesome. Like Goonie references and. you know, and suddenly ET pops up. Like, that would be dope. I would totally watch a Steven Spielberg type show that was like Castle Rock. That would be awesome. Um, but I thought, I want a mystery. I want something like to dig my teeth in. And I've been listening to the Kevin Smith podcast. And what's it? Mark Bernard, the guy that he does the podcast with, awesome dude. Um, I learned about him from that podcast, and I love tuning in every week. I'm so glad that Kevin changed that show to where I love the interviews. Don't get me wrong, the interviews are awesome. But I also like the weekly, because it used to be like you would go months without doing an episode, and he would just interview someone from a Batman thing.
Yeah.
But I love the weekly, like, let's get in a room together, have a beer, and talk about nerdy stuff. And he is a writer for that show. And he's talked about it on the Kevin Smith podcast. So, of course, you take it with a grain of salt. This is his baby, so he's going to love it. But it sounded interesting. It sounded like, he would always kind of compare it to Lost. And, of course, that gets my ears, up. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm into Lost. I would love that. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it another shot. I have Hulu now, so if you need a username and password, I got you, buddy. But, yeah, no, I just couldn't get into it. I want to watch Avatar, The Last Airbender, but that's not streaming anywhere.
It's on Amazon.
Is it on Amazon?
I told you that last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why did I think that I was told that it was not on Amazon? No. I think I checked. Hold on a second. We're going to check right now live on...
Go ahead and check. Unless, now, they may have recently removed it. I will say that, but I'm
pretty sure that I checked and it was not there.
Man, that would bum me out.
Yeah, it's not there. I can stream it, or I can purchase the season for $30. I can purchase the entire Blu-ray, the complete series, for $30. Why would I just do a season?
Yeah.
But I can't stream it. If I wanted to stream it, I'd have to purchase each season.
It's not. Man, that sucks. Because it was on. Like, I was going back through it and everything. It had been a while, but
no, I can purchase the Blu-ray for $30. It's just money is tighter than a. I don't even want to make a bad pun my uncle would make, but it's very tight right now. It's soon going to be a lot better, but I got to get through a couple weeks here. So it's not, getting Hulu for $6 or whatever. I was an idiot. I got the one without commercials. I shouldn't have, but whatever. I thought, okay, that I'll be introduced to a lot more shows. And I'm going to run through like Runaways and stuff like that, but I want Avatar. I want to, when it's like it's because you can't get it, it's like, oh shit, now I really need to watch this. And yeah, I remember you telling me about it last week, and I remember looking, and I was like, but for $30 for the whole series, I might do that in a couple weeks.
Yeah, because it's three. I think it's 3 books, 4 books.
Yeah,
I forget.
Yeah.
$30 for that whole series is a good deal.
Yeah, and it's on Blu-ray, so it's like really good quality and everything.
That sucks. It's not.
Actually, let me take that back. Let's not forget I sold my PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I gotta wait for the Pro. So actually, that's not a good idea. Oy vey. So yeah, no, dude. Like, I can't get into anything right now. I'm gonna finish that Dragon Prince thing. I think I have a few episodes left on that. I started watching My Hero Academia.
Academia.
Academia. I didn't have the title in front of me. Sorry.
I watched the first episode and I was like, well, okay, this looks interesting.
It's super anime.
Well, I mean, that's obvious from the jump. Like, that's,
I like how crazy the kid is. Like, that's him being completely crazy, and like there's a drama to anime that I really like. Like, I like how over dramatic he is about everything to do with superheroes. And I like how creepy and weird his favorite hero is. And you find out real fast that like he's got an issue where he can only transform into that hero for like 3 hours a day. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I get the idea. Yeah.
Oh, you're just really quiet. Did you get to that part yet, or?
No, I only saw the first episode. Like, it ends with like where he's Like
Oh, I didn't know
after,
if that was in the first or second episode. My bad.
I guess the second, they hint at something like that in the first though. Like
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you see the beginnings of like, oh, this guy there's something wrong here.
Okay, yeah. So in the second episode, that's when you really like, oh, okay, that's where we're going here with this. So, his whole thing is like, can I be a hero without a quirk? And I don't know if later on whatever happens, but like he doesn't have a quirk, and like that ruins like just everything. Like his whole life is, his question to his hero is like, do I need a quirk to be a hero? And like it's very anime. It's very like, at first he's like, no, you can't be a hero. But then by the end of that episode, he's like, well, maybe you can because you inspired me, kind of deal. So, but I like it. I'm only a few episodes in. I see what the hype is about. I'm gonna continue it. I still haven't scratched that itch. Like I want to show like Battlestar Galactica. I want to show like Lost. I want to show like Game of Thrones, right? I'm like, you know what? I don't care if I'm gonna waste the next 2 days just binging on a show, and I just can't get into anything.
Yeah, I hit
Ugh,
them every once in a while. It sucks.
it sucks. Like, and I'm a season behind in the Flash. I have no interest. So same with Arrow, no interest. Um, One thing I do want to catch up on, and I don't understand how it happened. I'll sign into the CBS account that I signed up for, like, I don't know how long ago,
Yeah.
and it says, like, my trial's expired, but I'll go to my TV, and I realized late last night, I opened up the app, and there it was, and it was playing, and I was like, oh, I left off on this episode, but it was super late, so, like, I couldn't really, like, enjoy it. I only watched, like, 20 minutes and fell asleep, but I don't know how that account is attached to what, but it works.
There you go.
I
I
couldn't
mean,
tell you because it's not attached to my email address. But that's the show I think I'm going to get into. Is I need to finish the Star Trek Discovery.
it's good. Like that was
Yeah.
a good show, and I know they're doing a second season, so it's not like, oh, they did one and done. But like that was
Right.
a good season of television. It really was.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, yeah. So that I could see myself diving into. I'm going to do that. The next few days I have so much overtime, so I think I'm going to somehow try and squeeze in something because I don't know. The TV's an easy thing to squeeze in for a little bit and then go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's a lot less I don't know daunting than other media. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I've been in a funk with it. It sucks not having the PlayStation or anything, so it's like what to do. But yeah, who knows.
I hear there's good games on the Switch.
Oh yes, do tell. Let's talk about that.
I finally, dude, I've been saving for a year.
Yeah.
Because that was my with the express purpose of I am saving up for a Switch, and I found myself at a bit of because they announced the Smash bundle, and I was like, all right, I'll put some down on that because I could almost kind of do it, and I was like, I'll put money down on that, and so I can just kind of pay it off as I go, and be done and be ready and have the Smash bundle when it comes out. But I was looking over everything I had and what else I had saved and put aside, and I had some trade-in stuff, and I thought, and I'm looking at the math, and I'm like, I could get a Switch and a used game right now instead of waiting. Yeah, I'm gonna do that instead.
Oh my god, now I see what you were doing. You were leading into that at the beginning. I didn't realize it. I didn't catch on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That makes sense.
But
That's awesome, man. How does it feel? How do you like it?
oh man, it's awesome. And I just have like I got Odyssey. I picked up Super Mario Odyssey cuz I was like, if I'm going to get a new Nintendo console, I have
Yeah.
to get the Mario game. I did it
Yeah.
with the Wii. I felt kind of bummed with the Wii U cuz I didn't get because it came with Zombie U, which was fine. It was enjoyable. It was a fun game. But the big thing for me with the Wii U was New Super Mario Brothers U.
Oh yeah.
Because I hadn't had, and I didn't get, I forget it because it had come out for Wii, but I didn't have a Wii, so I didn't worry about it. So I got the U port, and I was like, cool, new Nintendo, new Mario game. That's just how I, for the consoles, that's how I had to do it. The GameCube, it was Sunshine, like that just, it followed that way. And I never played Galaxy because I didn't get an actual Wii. I never had a Wii. But when I got a Switch, I was like, I could do this and a game. And I was a little torn between this and Breath of the Wild, but I'm like,
Hmm.
I'll get Breath of the Wild at some point for sure.
Hmm.
But it had to be Mario.
Yeah.
And my
Oh,
my GameFly queue is no joke. It's like 10 straight Switch games before you get to
oh yeah.
anything else. Like,
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, that's definitely. I can see you tearing apart that for a while, and kind of putting PlayStation down and Xbox down for a minute, because there's a ton of games. There's a
yeah.
lot. Yeah, there's so many to catch up on. Uh, yeah, man, you're gonna love it. Mario is so much fun, and it just feels good.
I love like I cuz I keep it in the dock and
Hmm.
just and like I play it off my
Oh,
TV.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're like the opposite. It's handheld. I'm sitting on the toilet with it. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm sitting on the bed.
Well, cuz I mean like all my stuff is in one room, except for the
Oh,
toilet. It's in its own room, obviously. But like
yeah,
like I don't have, like cuz I have my couches in my room. So it's like
gotcha.
it's just easier that way, but like
Yeah.
I love the Joy-Cons because
Hmm.
I don't have to worry about having both like I can have my arms wherever I want them.
You
Like
know, that was one thing when we were watching the Nintendo Live thing. It wasn't really the direct; it was like the live thing, and they're speaking to their audience,
yeah.
and the guy's just like relaxing on the couch, and I remember laughing and like, "That's so silly," blah blah blah. But man, it feels good.
It does. Oh, it does so much. Like I tried the grip for a while and I was like, okay, this, I get, this is for like if you're going to be sitting and focused, like really like you want something more traditional. So I could see like if somebody's going to get like really into Smash or something like that and
Hmm.
they don't have like
Well,
if they don't have the pro or
they're gonna get the GameCube controller for Smash. But yeah, I get what you're
exactly,
saying.
but like this is like the alternative,
Right, right.
for whatever reason.
And
Um,
there's the Pro controller. I imagine like if let's say you didn't have a PlayStation to play like first person shooters and stuff, and it was just a Switch, get the Pro controller.
oh
That's
yeah,
that's would be my only suggestion. See, only when I'm playing it handheld, it's the first person shooters that feel weird to me just because of the way the analog sticks are, because they're not like PlayStation or Xbox. But that's all different when it comes to the Pro controller. From what I understand, that is like that makes it feel like the other
yeah,
games. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, Mario, Zelda, those kind of games, perfect,
yeah.
absolutely perfect. Um, I'm sure you got them lined up. Uh, like the XCOM Mario game, the Mario Rabbits and stuff like that. And
Yeah, I think the first two that I should have today at some point because I'm trying to do this for when it airs, not when we record. Uh, that should come in the mail today, hopefully. Are Mario Kart 8, which I know is a port, but I
Mhm.
never played it.
Yeah, so it's new to you.
So it's
Yeah,
new to me.
yeah.
And Pokken Tournament DX.
There you go.
And I
Yeah,
was
that's
I played the demo and I was like, okay, this is kind of neat. Like
yeah.
I imagine I'll get fairly bored with that quick.
Ooh,
Um,
download the Octopath Traveler demo.
does it have a demo?
It does.
I did not see a demo. I'll have to go look again.
Yeah, there's a demo.
Because
Um,
there's not a lot of games on the eShop that have demos.
Yeah, that one I think you get like 2 hours and then it stops, I believe. I
Okay.
forget what happens, but you get some time and then it just stops. And if you purchase it, then you can continue.
Right.
Yeah. But Octopath Traveler, I'm sure you'll get through Gamefly. You won't want to play anything else. But so if you get an RPG, I'm sure you'll want to stick to
That's
like one at a time.
yeah. That's when when I'm getting something like that. It was like when I had Assassin's Creed. It
Yeah.
was when I had Origins. It was very much like I was focused on just that.
I mean, that's
Uh,
when you get Zelda, dude. Like,
it's going to be the same thing. Oh yeah. Oh
yeah,
no, I'm
you're
sure.
that's a game you probably want to buy because that's there's so much and mapping everything out.
Yeah, I'll
It's
bet.
insane. Like that's what I really liked about that game. You became a what's the word? Cartographer. Like you literally started making maps, and I loved that aspect of it. I went into it thinking I would hate that, but like it's cool to be like, all right, no, I'm marking that. That's a cave. Nope, I'm going there. That's that's a whatever they called it. The I don't know, with the light or whatever, and you just start marking everything. Oh, well, there's a chest there, and then you go back and look at it. It's just all this stuff mapped out. Now, if you disappear and don't play it for a few months and come back, you're probably like, what are all these things on the map that I marked out? But it's so much fun. I love it. It made you feel way more like you're an explorer, and this is your world to explore, and
Nice.
not everything is there. Like like other games where you climb the tower, it opens up, and then it shows you everything. This is like, well, no, this opens it up so you can see the map, but you're the one. Oh, wait, there's something over there. I'm going to mark that on the map. That's because that's by that ridge. I'm going to put a little star there. And I want to make sure I go there when I go around that corner. And then, suddenly I'm bombarded by a bunch of seeds and I got to go do an adventure with them. Like, you get so sidetracked in that game. It's ridiculous. But yeah, man, Octopath Traveler. What's also cool is there's a lot of smaller games on there that are like $7.
Yeah, I was looking at a lot of those, and I was like, I could
Yeah.
see picking up, one of those every once in a while, just like, oh, this looks neat. I'll try this.
Yeah.
Because that's not, 5, 6, 7, $8 is not, you pay that, you play a game, and then you come out of it, and you're like, that wasn't as great as I thought it would be. You don't feel bad because it wasn't even $10.
Right, exactly. Like SteamWorld Dig 2, amazing game, and I think it's like $20. You don't feel as bad when you're like, hey, let's get this. This is probably looks like SteamWorld Dig can last hours.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you wasted your money because it's like $20. What's that new one that just came out that got that guy from IGN copied all the reviews that everyone's raving about?
I can't. I all of a sudden can't remember.
Yeah. Something Dead Cells.
Yeah.
That's another one that's cheap and everyone loves it and everyone raves about it. There's a whole bunch of them like that. Best bet is to go to IGN and kind of look at the Switch games. That one I think got like a 9. There's a whole bunch that are like what was that one? It was not too long ago. It was like a 10 out of 10. I forget the name of it. But it was a smaller game and it was $20. That to me is where the Switch, its bread and butter is the smaller games, the indie games, and of course the Nintendo first party games.
Yeah.
That's what I eat up on it. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's exciting. I saw that Divine wait, what's the name of the game again? Divinity Original Sin 2 is coming to the Switch.
Oh, is it? Oh God, there you go. That's good because I know you were on that for a while.
I loved that game
Yeah.
and I never finished it just because. But on the Switch, I totally would, and I don't know how they're gonna put it on the Switch. That's the thing. Like it chugged on a PC. Well, it didn't chug on mine, but like I don't know how they're gonna fit that on the Switch. But they're doing Diablo. Did you ever play Diablo 4?
No, I never did.
There you go. We're getting a Diablo on it, which sounds perfect for the Switch because of its handheld. Like I found myself going, well, I wouldn't play that normally, but oh my god, on the Switch I totally would. It's a dungeon crawler, so I think that's just an awesome thing to put on there. But like I said, I'm weird. I like to have it handheld. I like to be able to go take a shit or sit on the couch and watch TV with somebody and be able to just pull it up and play. I love that. Yeah, Fortnite on it too.
Well, hey, you know what? I can play that on everything with everybody now. So
yeah, how about that?
God, I'll go. We can go ahead and jump to that because
let's jump to that.
That's how big Fortnite is. That was the game. That was the one that Sony finally looked at and said, you know what? We can't be stupid about crossplay anymore.
Yeah, and I think that says a lot. I mean, look at games like Call of Duty, who couldn't do that.
Minecraft, for God's sake.
Minecraft.
Rocket League, which blew up on every platform that it was released on. And and nothing. Sony was just like, nah, we don't really want to do that. Minecraft was and I think there was a little salt that Minecraft rubbed in that because of when it was finally announced on Switch, it kind of made a point of listing everything that it was available on.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that was an intentional, like, here's a list of everything, and it doesn't include PlayStation. Like, they didn't
Oh
come
yeah.
out and say it, but I think that was the implication there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's funny how I don't know. It's funny how the industry changes generations. Like our generation grew up with Mario pretty much,
Yep.
right? In some way, shape, or form. Another generation might have theirs is Minecraft. You know, they grew up playing Minecraft, and that was their Mario. Everything had Minecraft. They could play Minecraft. That was their thing. And now a new generation, Fortnite is going to be that,
Yeah.
guaranteed, because of how big it is. And you know, it's just kind of, and it is kind of an extension of Minecraft in a way because you're building shit in it. It's just like it's weird how that works. Um, and now that it's on everything and everything can play with each other, the next generation guaranteed PlayStation 5, Xbox, you know, whatever they want to call it, Xbox 6 9, and whatever the Nintendo thing is, it's all going to play together. Guaranteed. There's going to be no walls anymore
Yeah.
between them, which is awesome. I mean, that's how it's that's how it's been on PC forever. You know, you could play with a Dell or you could play with whatever. It doesn't
Well,
really matter.
there was some of that with still the idea that you can't play everything if you have a Mac. You still have to have Windows to run a lot of things.
Yeah, well, that's true.
So I
That's true.
guess that's it. I mean, I guess that's the PC side of it in a
Right.
way. But
It's just so far ahead of the curve. Like, you know, I think eventually. Well, I don't know. I don't know how consoles can get. The only way consoles can get away with giving you. Okay, so yeah, let me rephrase this. The only way consoles are now still able to get away with their services, where you pay $60 a year for their services, because they're giving you games every month.
yeah,
Because PC, you don't have to pay for that. Like the servers are there. Like you hop in, you play the game. You know, there's no monthly fee for that. But with consoles, it's like you got to pay for that, and I think it's because of the free games and whatnot that they offer. PlayStation didn't have that for the longest time. Now it does.
yeah,
So who knows? Maybe in the future that will go away too. But I don't mind paying for the thing. It's just there's so much of it now. I'm glad Nintendo's is $20 for a year. That's way more. I couldn't do another one. Like the only one I can realistically have is the PlayStation. I don't even have a PlayStation. But that's the only one that I'm gonna. You know, I'm not. There's just too much. Netflix, HBO. When does it stop? Like
yeah.
at some point, you're paying a car note on your entertainment a month.
Yeah,
And
that's how
that's
they
not
get you.
fun.
Yeah, and suddenly people are looking at, everybody who cut cords is looking back and going, but are we really saving money?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like, you really have to look at that. Like, are you, if you're like, okay, great, I cut out TV and I just have internet and a handful of subscription services, but at what point do your subscription services start to total up to what you were paying for TV in the first place?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
it's I get it. Like, Netflix is not included in your TV.
Mhm.
Hulu was, though, in a
Right.
lot of ways. Not all the same content, I grant you, but
Mhm.
that was how Hulu started, was like, hey, we have kind of like first rerun rights, basically. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
okay, that's their thing, that's whatever. But
And then now certain things, like I wanted to watch Mayans, and I don't think it's on Hulu. It might be, but I couldn't find it at first. And then I went to the website and I was like, oh, there's an FX app.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, like no, this is too much.
And I don't know if is it FX or FX Now that you're talking about.
It's like FX Now or something. Like it
Yeah.
was like, if you want to watch this, check out FX Now, where you can watch all your FX shows. And I'm like,
Yep.
I want an app for one channel.
Every channel, man. Every channel's gonna do one.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not gonna happen. I did the CBS for the Star Trek, and I don't even know how I'm still able to watch it. It's not hitting a bank account of mine, but oh no. But yeah, so somehow my television just fell into the Twilight Zone, and I'm able to watch the Twilight Zone now.
Yes.
So But yeah, no, I don't know how it happened. But I'm not questioning it. Who knows? The FBI is listening, so they'll probably shut it down as soon
Yeah,
as they're probably going, "Hey, you hear that? Shut it down.
he's
Shut it down.
stealing
Shut
from
it down."
CBS.
He's stealing exactly. Shut him down. We got nothing better to do right now. Let's go shut him down.
They're gonna be a little busy.
Yeah, I know. Oh boy. Anyway, but
and
yeah,
especially since the FBI show is on CBS, isn't it now? Or is it on
what
NBC?
what's that all about? I saw it was like someone brought the FBI to CBS, but I didn't continue reading it.
Yeah, there is like an FBI show on CBS. It's called FBI.
Now, is it like a Dick Wolf presents FBI, or is it like a FBI show where they're actually following around?
Oh no, it's a drama. It's not a reality
Right.
show.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
it's like all the other
It's
CSI shows or whatever.
it's another procedural. It's
Oh, actually, holy shit! It's actually Dick Wolf's new CBS show.
God, is it really?
It's
Oy
actually
vey.
Yeah, Law and Order. Wow, he's just kidding.
man.
It's an actual Law and Order type show. That's funny.
Wow.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
So it's like a X-Files without the cool stuff.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Where do you go if you don't do X-Files?
To the real world, because people are pretty weird too.
I know, but I prefer the X-Files stuff. Hey, did that ever come back?
No, I don't know if they're gonna do anymore.
Weren't they gonna come back
They-
and do more?
They considered it, and then I don't know what all happened, but they unconsidered it, I guess.
Oh boy.
I think
Well,
they wanted to do one more. I think like even everybody involved was like, we could do one more, like we're down for that, but for whatever reason they didn't.
okay, yeah, it says watch season 10, episode 1 in September. So it's like as early as September. Was there a second season that I did not watch?
I don't think so. There might have
Oh,
been.
We watched the one with like the weird funny stuff towards the end, right? And
Yeah.
that was okay.
The one with Joel McHale and everything, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I don't think they did
Well,
anymore.
no, there was a new season because there was a season this year.
Okay, I don't remember it at all.
January, yeah. So the new season was January 3rd this year.
Okay.
Oh, so this is a whole season I'd never seen.
Okay, yeah. So then this was the one where
was-
they were like, I think this is gonna be the last one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because I think they were just kind of done after this one. Like everybody involved was just kind of like, yeah, we think we're done with this now.
Okay. So yeah, we need to watch that. Even though,
Okay,
holy
yeah.
shit, I'm looking at the critical response of fans in season 11.
And I think that's another reason they decided not to do anymore.
Yeah, first episode bombed. 2, 3, 4, 5, all 100, and then it was down to 70, up to 100, down to 70, up to 100, 0 by Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
Oh, I guess people didn't like the last episode. Wait, so okay.
probably because it ended on a cliffhanger that's never gonna be resolved.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that. Oh well. Hey, well, there's a show I can try and finish.
There you go.
Just gotta get in the mood. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. I'm in the mood for something. I want something to get my attention, and nothing's getting my attention. Oh boy. Besides Star Trek, I think Discovery is gonna do it. I wait, and then I'm not gonna be able to watch it tonight because it's gonna be like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I gotta wake up at like 8:30, so that's not gonna work. Sometime in the future, I'll be able to finish it. Oh, anyway, where were we?
I don't think we'd started yet.
Yeah, no, that's right. But man, I'm glad you got a Switch. That's gonna be really cool, especially with
Yeah.
Smash coming out and some Pokemon. And do you know if you're gonna get Eevee or Pikachu?
I don't know if I'm gonna do either of them off the bat because they're big.
Oh, wow.
I will guarantee you that whatever they do next year for like the big traditional RPG version, I guarantee you I get day one. Not a question at all.
Oh yeah.
I'm just still kind of undecided on
Gotcha.
if I'm gonna do these or not. I probably will at some point. Let's be real.
That's fair. Well, I'm
But-
getting Pikachu, So
There you go.
feel free to get whatever one you want. But I'm getting the Pikachu. Gonna collect them all. I'm all ready to transfer over because I have now 2 of everything, so I can transfer over one of them. I'll be like,
Nice.
okay, Pokédex filled. Uh, if I can't
Yeah.
find it. What's cool is like there's one part where you can add like 26 or if you add like 27 candies of that Poke or 27 of the Pokemon, there's a mini game where they chase you in like a safari zone.
Okay.
So you can have like 27. I don't know. Who's your favorite Pokemon from Gen 1?
Uh, huh. Are we gonna do evolved forms or just?
Anything. Articuno, whatever you want to pick.
I was big on Pidgeot. I thought he was
Pidgeot.
badass.
There you go. You can have 27 Pidgeots chase you around in a mini game.
That's a horrifying thought.
Yes, and that's why I'm in. I'm totally in. I want 25 Lickitungs just chasing me.
Okay, that's Dr. Freud, white courtesy phone. Dr. Freud to the white courtesy phone.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be such a fun, stupid game. I'm gonna love the hell out of it. Running around Kanto, getting all the original Pokemon. I'm having a blast with the
Nice.
Go game. So this is so right up my alley.
And I think that's another reason why I might sit this one out because I'm just not as into Go.
But the crazy thing is the game. The only thing that's a go about it is the catch mechanic, which
Yeah.
I find is way more better than the catch mechanic in the original games.
Yeah.
Catch mechanic in the original games was you just press A. This one's like I can actually fucking do something and then catch it. But I don't know. I'm fucking excited. I'm pumped. I want to see what Easter eggs are in it. I want to see the mystery Pokemon. Did you see the mystery Pokemon?
I did see the mystery Pokemon.
Yes, his name is like Charlie or something.
What now?
He has like a funny name. Sounds like an orphan or something. What's it? Do we have his name?
Yeah,
Anyone listed here?
Meltan.
Melton, that's it. Yeah, it just sounds like a name from like Rugrats or something.
Okay.
Right?
Sure. I didn't make that kind of connection at all.
No, it just sounds like a I don't know, like Melton, like he's a new baby that moved in next door on the Rugrats.
Okay. Yeah, you're on your own on this one, man. I did not see that one at all.
He just sounds like a cartoon character name, like a kid.
Okay. I mean, it's definitely a cartoon name because it's a Pokemon name, but like I didn't.
But you don't know anyone named Melton?
No.
Is that like a hold on?
Are you thinking of Milton? Maybe.
Like a Milton? Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know anybody named Milton either.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. Just like that's Milton. He just moved in next door.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, unless Meltan was like Metal Reptar, maybe, but like
That's what I thought. For whatever reason, I'm like, they're saying it like Meltan or whatever, but I just thought Milton.
okay.
And I thought like, well, that guy probably he sounds like a kid that maybe has red hair and freckles, and he's gonna steal your favorite action figure. But like that, I don't know why. It just I like to paint backstories for things that don't exist.
Well, hey, worst things you could do with your time.
Yeah, it's true. But I don't know. I just thought like, well, that's a funny name for a Pokemon. They just named like, oh yeah, I don't know, Steven. I don't know. It just sounded like a human name. But yeah, man, I don't know. This is so weird because what happened was there's people that go into the game, and you can kind of go into the not the source code, but essentially you can go in and you can look at the traffic, and every once in a while, and they'll go into the traffic to see like did Niantic suddenly release new shinies and stuff like that. And when this thing was put into the traffic, a lot of people were like, is this like a red herring? Because that doesn't look legitimate. It looks weird.
Yeah.
It's not a traditional Pokemon by any means, even though Pokemon, you have Pokemon that look like ice cream cones and stuff.
Yeah. No, this thing looks it looks like a mistake.
It looks like a mistake, exactly. And usually the promo Pokemon that are used for promotions and stuff are typically better designed. They're usually like a creature that's more like a Pikachu or a, I don't know, Froggy or whatever. Their Pokemon look a little bit more like a cool little creature. Where this is like, it is a nut
It's
on
yeah,
top of like a small piece of gum, almost
it's
like a Ditto.
yeah, it's a Ditto with a hex nut stuck on top of it. Like,
Yeah, with like an eye, and it's got like a tail that's a red ribbon. So I honestly, I don't even think it's a Pokemon.
no?
Like I saw the video that they did where they're like, we found this on a stone or something, and clearly, like, you can't catch it. By the way, if you're listening, um, it will show up in the game. You'll go over to it, you'll throw your ball, it'll catch it, and then it will turn into a Ditto. So it's not the actual Pokemon. Now, you're probably right. It probably is a legendary Pokemon or whatever it is, and you'll finally be able to catch it in the game, and it's going to tie in somehow with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I hope it's not the Pokemon they were talking about where they're like, there's one more that you can add, because it's a really dumb design.
Yeah.
I was hoping it'd be something better.
I think it's an evolved Ditto, because it's one of the handful of Gen 1 Pokemon that never got any kind of evolution or baby form or mega evolution. It's one of the rare few that wasn't a legendary that doesn't have anything. There's no branch from a Ditto.
I agree, and that's probably what they'll do. It might be a baby because it's definitely smaller than what Ditto is, or at least that's what it looks like to me. But you're absolutely right. It's probably like they'll probably explain it as some science experiment or something like that, and they somehow got that out of it.
Yeah, it'll be some kind of mechanical Ditto or something. It's some other unholy abomination of man.
Yeah. Well, no, this is like dates back, like the way they were doing it. Like, we have transcripts,
Oh
of
yeah,
ancient.
that's right. Yeah, that's ancient Pokemon. I remember that. Yeah.
Man, the Pokemon. You want to take a deep dive into a universe that doesn't make any sense
at all. Like, because I mean, really, when you think about it, when it's like, oh, and you caught Arceus. Okay, great. So you caught God. Like, that's because that's what Arceus is in Pokemon lore.
And that man, like, how the way the government works in that universe.
Yeah.
If you really try to take a deep dive,
it's kind of terrifying if you really try to piece together what each thing, because it's not. It's intentionally undefined because it's really just a kid's game.
But Lieutenant Surge was from America. Explain that.
Well, there was a war that he fought alongside his Pokemon in, and so
Is America in this universe?
One of my favorite bizarre theories is the whole thing about, like, as like, we wrecked the planet and mutated creatures started appearing that were Pokemon, and this is some alternate universe, like 300 years in the future.
This is Adventure Time.
Yeah, yeah.
You were literally describing Adventure Time, where it's like, oh, it's exactly like Earth, but we fucked it up.
Yeah.
And thousands of years later, you have what is Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
No, I know they changed Lieutenant Surge later on to remove the American flag, because that didn't make any fucking sense.
No, well, and I mean, again,
to not make him an American lieutenant, just to make him like a general or whatever.
Yeah. And I mean, back in the, I mean, this was,
right.
There was not originally supposed to be continuity to this.
Like... Right, yeah. This is before the anime and the millions. I'm sorry. Billions of dollars at this point?
Yeah.
of money into it. So yeah, exactly. I just find that funny though. Yeah.
20 years. Cool. Can you believe that? 20 years as of recording this. Since Red and Blue.
Crazy.
That's wild. That's just nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, that is. Yeah, man, it's shit, man. I remember borrowing that game from a buddy, and just down the street, he let me borrow it for the weekend, and I was hooked. I have never felt crack like that. Like, and that's what I want from a show or something. Like, I'm in the mood to get obsessed with something and the right things. You know what I mean? Like I need to get obsessed with the right things. And I need a good show. I need a good game. I need something to dive into to distract me from the fucking batshit crazy world that we're living in.
Yeah.
And it's, man, it's the Pokemon Go it's still holding my attention. I'm still obsessed with it. I'm still losing weight. I'm excited about it. We got Beldum in October. Is the community day Pokemon? Do you know Beldum?
No.
He's in a later generation. He turns
Okay.
into a Metagross, which is a cool looking Pokemon. So I'm excited to get the shiny of him because the shiny version of him is golden. It looks awesome. But anyway, I'm also trying to get the shiny version of Geodude because he's just a golden nugget with arms. It looks dope.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually pretty neat.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So I'm excited. I want to transfer these things into the Pokemon Go Pikachu. I want to get, man. I'm so excited for this game to come out. I know a lot of people are bummed about it being like, it's got the Go in it and whatnot. But I was kind of like that at first. But ever since playing this, man, getting out and meeting people and like, it's cool because when I got Mewtwo, the same people I saw the last 4 times I opened up the app and met up with these people that live around me. And now I got their phone number and stuff, and like they text me, "Hey, Adam, we're gonna go do this." You're like, it's so social if you want it to be. You know,
There
it
you
doesn't
go.
have to be. You can be like like how I normally am, and it's like, no, I'm gonna go ride around by myself and not talk to anybody. But it's kind of cool to have people be like, "Hey, buddy, you want to come? Like, we're gonna go do this for a few hours. You got any time?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then first try, got a Mewtwo, and I'm like, "That's it. That's the one guy I wanted from Gen 1 before this whole thing ended."
Nice.
And I'm fucking excited. So, yeah, it's been cool, man. So yeah, being obsessed with that has really made me like, that's the game I'm just can't wait to just can't wait to play in November. So I
There you
hope you get it. I think it'll be fun. I'll trade you a Voltorb
go.
or an Electrode. But anyway, what a what a lazy Pokemon design.
Yeah, that one always cracked me up. But like,
That
I
would,
mean, like I get why they did it for the game mechanics. Cause hey, are you picking up an item or are you just pissing off an electric Pokemon?
yeah, I love it. It's such a silly. I love catching him. You know, him or like coughing. Coughing's always a cool one.
Yeah.
This doofy little smile and yeah, no, Lickitung is great. He's just tongue hanging out the whole time. And Poliwrath. Anyway, I'm sorry, I go on and on about Pokemon. Especially Gen 1, I love their characters' designs. They're so dumb, but at the same time, they look really cool. Like I
Yeah.
can sit there and draw them and shit. It's fun. I'd love a new Eevee evolution. That's what I thought they would add for the new game.
Yeah.
Since Eevee's a big part of it, it'd be cool to have like a normal type Eevee evolution
Well, I mean
instead of it being.
well, I mean that's just Eevee though. The whole point of Eevee is to not be normal. Like,
But that's what I mean. They've done everything else. Wouldn't it be cool to have a normal type evolution?
no, they haven't done everything for Eevee. They've got
Sure.
plenty of. They've got plenty of. They could have a bug type Eevee. They haven't done that
That's
yet.
true. You're right. There are some other ones they haven't done. But man, I just like I don't know, like an Eevee evolution, but it was just normal. I'm sure down the road they will. They'll do them all. But you're right. A bug one would be cool, or a ghost one. Have they done ghost? No, they've done dark.
They've done dark, yeah. Umbreon is dark, but I don't think they've done ghost. That would be cool. I'd be down for that.
Yes. And how would you evolve that? Would you kill it?
No,
You'd have to, right?
No, they'll introduce some kind of mechanic, like something at night.
Sacrifice him. Would you think that you go to Vermilion City or whatever city? What's the haunted city?
Lavender Town.
Yes, you go to Lavender Town. You get a knife. No, I'm just kidding. But like how that meme would go around of, wait a second, how are we turning this Eevee into
Yes.
like a ghost type? Like,
Yep, with no heartbeat.
like the owner is like, he just exactly puts the hood up when it's like, what evolution are you gonna turn me into? And it just puts his hood up and Eevee gets scared. Oh man, they need to do that. Anyway, ghost type are some of my favorite. Like Ghastly is by far one of my favorite Pokemon
Yeah.
in that whole evolution line. But anyway, really get off because I could go on and on and on.
I always liked Haunter. Haunter was my favorite. I love the design for Haunter.
Oh yeah, that whole evolution line is just so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like when we went to MegaCon. My buddy, that's his favorite line too. Uh, a lot of the art in the artist alley or whatever, a lot of the Pokemon ones, they would have like the evolution line in three different paintings, and the ghost one was just it looked so cool with the purple and it was stylized and everything else.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
and the shiny version of that's pretty cool too. It's just white,
Okay.
like a
Yeah.
ghost, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, sure.
I thought that was cool, but yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, that's a cool line. Um, and to make one more thing about Pokemon Go. And I'm curious, send us an email, wegeekpodcast@gmail.com. Is there a Pokemon that you see all the time that no matter what, you catch them? Mine would be Mankey.
Really?
Yeah, I'll always catch a Mankey. I don't know
Why?
why. I think I
Okay.
really love that episode where Mankey stole Ash's hat. And he was just such a dick to Ash. But
Primate.
then they became buds. It was Primate, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they became buds. But he loved that hat. And I
Yeah.
don't know why. But I always thought that was a funny little stupid thing. And so whenever I see a Mankey hopping around in the world, I catch him every time.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's stupid, but it's such a cool looking. I love the design too. It's like a bunky fur ball.
Yeah.
But he loved that hat.
Yeah, he did.
I
Yes, he
thought
did.
it was so cool. Man, that whole first season.
Oh, it's so
Oh,
good. Like
yeah,
it's so enjoyable.
yeah. And the Butterfree episode and everything.
Man, don't. I can't do any more crying right now.
Yeah, yeah. Man. Oh God, yeah. I want to make my wallpaper now just that that Primeape with Ash's hat. I wish that's what they should do in the game. You know how you can get like Go Ninja but with Ash's hat?
Okay. I
You,
didn't know
well, okay, so yeah, in that game, you can get a Go Ninja with Ash's hat. I don't know how. It's called like Ash Ninja, and I can't explain it, but I wish in the game you could like the shiny version of Primate had Ash's hat.
that. Would be a fun Easter egg. Like that would be neat.
That would be awesome, but they're not gonna ever do that, so I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. They might.
Yeah. But I do like I watched, man, we really gotta jump off because I keep saying that. I watched Sun and Moon recently, Ultra Sun and Moon, and they go back to Kanto, and Ash goes to his farm, and it has all the Pokemon he's ever caught, and Primeape's there chilling with a hat on,
Nice.
which is cool. It's a cool throwback.
Nice. Yeah.
Um,
That's
but
dope.
yeah, I'm looking at the picture now. But anyway, okay, we gotta hop off because people are probably so annoyed I'm talking about Pokemon so much.
You spent this whole damn episode. You haven't even talked about anything yet.
I know. Yeah, I'm so sorry. All right, so let's go on. Let's talk about the box office. What came out?
This week was The House with a Clock in Its Walls. 26 and a bit more than a half. Not bad.
Okay.
You know, that's about what I figured. I didn't think it was going to be tremendous. A Simple Favor, 10 and a quarter. The Nun, just under 10. Predator, a little over 9. And Crazy Rich Asians at a little over 6. Interestingly, The Nun finally broke 100 million domestic.
Mm.
So I'd call that a win, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I'll tell you what surprised me. We get, whenever there's, and not necessarily like the Fathom event stuff or but like whenever we get, because we had another anime movie. I'm going to talk about My Hero Academia here in a second. But we had something else. Was it Perfect Blue or something? Something like really weird, like trippy kind of anime, like real mess with your head stuff. And it sold like 20 tickets. And I was like,
wow.
Okay, fine. And usually when we do something like that, that's about what we get. It's like, it draws a halfway decent crowd. That's fine, whatever. My Hero Academia, the dubbed screening on Thursday night, sold out.
Oh wow.
Sold the hell out.
People love it.
Freaked me out, man, because I figured
dude.
it was gonna be big. Like, this is popular. This is happening now. This is people are gonna jump on this. I was not expecting it to sell out. That surprised me a lot. And especially because it was on the same night as the one night, one time only this year at least screening of the original Transformers movie.
Oh wow!
Not the original as in the first Michael Bay
Right.
one, but the actual best animated movie.
Hmm.
And that and that did pretty well too, and that made me smile because I was like, yeah, people still come to see that.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Aaron, I saw that he went and saw that
yeah, I saw
on
that
his
too.
birthday,
Yeah,
which is cool. But yeah, man, that My Hero, dude, it's so popular.
it's crazy. Like and that's the thing. Like I know nothing of anime culture. I don't know anybody that's enmeshed in it really. Um,
Oh man,
but
you should listen to Giant Bomb's uh All Systems Goku.
yeah, you keep saying that. I keep meaning to, and then just I forget.
You need to go back, and if you can, try and watch Dragon Ball Z Kai with them
Yeah.
through their journey. Or you don't even have to. You
I
just,
remember Z pretty well.
if you remember pretty well, you'll be like, yes, I know exactly what they're talking
Yeah.
about. And they focus on the craziest things. They talked like 20 minutes the first episode about how when Raditz first came, he like met a farmer, and the
Oh,
farmer went to go shoot him, and like they're just so into the farmer,
yeah.
and they're like, what is this guy's story? What is he doing there? Why does he have those pants on? And like they get so into the dumbest stuff, but they do it in like this is so funny and we're so entertained. And right now they took a hiatus for a few months, and it felt like forever, and they finally came back, and now they're doing the end of Kai, which is the Sandman all the way through the Kid Buu stuff.
Right.
And they're just like, they don't know what to think of Mr. Saiyaman and Mr. Satan and Videl, and like she's the daughter of Mr. Satan, and there's like a whole city now named like the city of Satan, and they're just like, what is this? And Gohan's in high school, and he's a nerd, and like he just one-handed Cell, and now he's like some nerd in high school that's trying to be like a Japanese superhero.
Yeah.
It's just so, and like how like he's trying to hide that he's the superhero guy, but yeah, he accidentally slips every 5 minutes at school, and he tells someone that he lives 600 miles away, and they're like, well, who could be the superhero at our school? I don't know, the kid who flew 600 miles to come to class today. And like he jumps up to catch a ball in baseball, and he's flying. It's just
it's what yeah, they looked at this and said, what would happen if, Superman had been really stupid in high school? Like that's exactly what it's like. He's so naive. It's endearing,
Goku's
really.
son.
Yes,
Goku's
he
son.
is. And he's also horrendously socially maladjusted.
Yes, and Jeff, and hearing Jeff Gersman and Dan Reichert just eat this up, and they'll sit with their hentai hats on and stuff, and they'll just like they're so good. It's so funny. And then they went and did a panel at the biggest anime convention in the United States about a month or so ago. They did a panel. And it was just called like Pokemon experts, or I'm sorry, anime experts.
I think you talked about this. Yeah.
And so they submitted a thing where it was like, hey, on Twitter, submit us scenes from your favorite anime, and we don't know anything about it, of course, but we'll give you your expert opinion on them. And so like they would just throw anime stuff at them, and they're just like, what did we just watch? And whenever it got close to wrestling, Dan was all in it. He was like, yes, whatever that is. And he refers to everything to wrestling.
I'm sure.
He's like,
yeah.
like Goku Cena, like he'll just go off the list. So this guy's McMahon, and Mr. Satan is just Hulk Hogan.
In so many ways. In so many ways.
So many ways. And so like you would love it. You would actually really like it. It's my favorite podcast to listen to besides ours, of course. But but yeah, no, it's my favorite podcast. And it's now that they're back, it's like yes, and there's all this goofy stuff, and it's funny because they were like, we didn't know how we were gonna we didn't know if we were gonna like it because we heard it gets really weird, but they love it even more the
Yeah.
weirder it gets. So I'm sure once they're done with Kai, they'll probably jump onto Super because there's a ton there too.
Oh god,
Um,
they would have a field day with Super, I'd imagine.
they would have a feel, especially the baseball episode. It's
Well,
so
and
good.
just everything with Beerus, man. I mean, because I'm
Yeah.
not, I'm just at the first like tournament, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like that's when it's like, oh my god, there's 2 dimensions. No, there's like however many there are, 13 or
Yeah.
whatever it is, and I'm just to that point, and I'm already like I can see it now. If they're just like, oh my god, and this guy's like he destroys everything, but you know what? He's really just hungry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah. Beatrice is great. He's just a hungry cat,
it's
but
like
he can
God, this
kill
is
anything.
yeah. I can just imagine them being like, "Well, this is what happened if Garfield had superpowers. Like,
Right. Right.
he's hungry, he's cranky, he's tired. Leave him alone, or he's going to destroy the universe."
Yep.
It's, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
exactly. So it's good, man. It's fun. So yeah, My Hero Academia, I want to jump into that because just everyone talks about it, and it's kind of like the big new thing, especially that Super is technically done. They're doing a new Dragon Ball next year, but in the meantime, like there's 3 seasons of that, and it's all on Hulu. So
Yeah.
I'll give you the information about that. You can jump into it too. But yeah. Anyway. Box office. We're talking about the big. We got the numbers in there. Let's see. What's next week?
Next week is this I'll do this week and next
Okay.
week. Because this week there's a lot this week. I forgot about most of these. I remembered Hellfest was this week and Smallfoot was this week. I totally forgot about Night School.
Mm.
Like completely. And then when I saw, I was like, "Oh yeah, we're doing Night School." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right, that's a thing." And then Little Women, because it's been 150 years since that book was published,
Wow.
which is madness.
It's
But
crazy.
hey, good for staying power. Rock on.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. I don't think I even knew. I had known that was a thing because I saw the poster. But like that was literally all I knew about it.
Mm.
And here's a weird thing, and this was something that messed me up. Night School is PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, and it's PG-13. Just sit with that for a second.
That's weird.
That's bizarre to me. But, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Next, and for next week, though, next week is going to be an interesting box office.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to be a duel of audiences.
Mm.
Because it's Venom and A Star Is Born.
Oh, okay.
So that's gonna be an interesting box office to see.
I want to see both.
I do too. I know this is the 5th version of A Star Is Born, which is nuts. Because
Wow.
there have been 3 that were actually called A Star Is Born, and then there was one back in the 20s that was called something else. But it was the same, and I don't mean like, oh, it was the same idea. Like, it was the same kind of plot and everything. Like, it was definitely, it was that, and then there was A Star Is Born in like the 30s, and then there was one with Judy Garland, and then there was one with Barbra Streisand, and now there's this one. So it's kind of a generational thing.
Who? I know Bradley Cooper's in this and Lady Gaga, right?
Yeah, and
Oh, Chappelle's in this too.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, Andrew Dice Clay. What?
What is Dice Clay doing in this movie?
What? Sam Elliott. That's cool. Oh, Dave Chappelle. That's awesome. Yeah. Why is Andrew Dice Clay? Did
What?
someone put this on Wikipedia?
God, they had to have, right? You can't. Either that or Dice really needs a paycheck.
No, he's in the movie. That's
Wow,
crazy.
okay. Well, I guess if they can get Braun Strowman in the next Sherlock Holmes film, then
That's true. That's awesome. Little Wayne's in here? This doesn't even make sense.
What are they trying to show? What happens to people who are washed up and forgotten about? I don't understand.
No, Lil Wayne just got the album, dude.
Yeah, I know. I've never been a fan. I like picking on Lil Wayne fans.
it's funny about him because like the reason why he hasn't released anything in like 10 years is because of he had a contract with the guy Baby that owns Cash Money, the one who literally tried to murder him,
Yeah.
who is now TMZ just reported today that there's possible charges that they're finally going to put on him for the shooting that Lil Wayne got done. So yeah, dude, the reason why he hasn't done anything is because he literally did not want to give a penny more to Baby. Uh,
I believe it,
so
yeah.
so yeah, he hasn't. And then he just last week he was finally the court released him from Cash Money, and that's why he just dropped an album that's like an hour and 30 minutes. But it's because he never released it. He could never release it. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I hear you. Yeah, the Lil Wayne. The thing is though, compared to new rappers, he sounds like Shakespeare. So,
Which is sad.
it's very sad.
Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, that is sad.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
you can look at Lil Wayne and say, yeah, remember the good old days? Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just horrifying. Like,
You got Kanye. He's got Little Pump on his new album. He's got Takashi 6ix9ine and XXX on whatever his face is, the guy who actually got shot and killed on his. But like all those new people who just sound like trash. We're probably pissing people off, so probably shouldn't talk about it.
you know, like, you know, it
But
is
you know,
what it is.
I want to say this. I do like some of the trash. I love some of the trash. I'm not one of those people that just kind of like dismiss all new music. I get what they're doing. You know, I think every generation, you're gonna look at stuff when you're our age. You're gonna look at the newer stuff and be like, that sounds like crap, just like our parents did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to hate on it too much. I get it. I understand it. But at the same time, it's like it's not that. It's not for me. It doesn't speak to me.
Yeah. It
So
doesn't
I don't
speak
want
to anybody. Nobody can understand it.
see you go too far now. See you go too far.
Like, you go too far.
Yeah, exactly. The beats though, man, that's the thing. It's like
I'll
I'll
give
listen
you
to the
that,
song
man.
and I'll be like, damn, I wish a rapper could put bars on this
Yeah.
because that would be awesome.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, and you get like people like Eminem that will release something and it has actual good stuff on it.
Man, I cannot stop listening to Kamikaze. It's so good.
It's so good, right? It takes him to do a bad album to finally do a good one.
He needed that. He needed, but well, and because the thing is, like, anything, even his other bad stuff, you know, because I mean, he's had stinkers throughout his career because he's had a long enough career, but nobody really like unloaded on him like they did for Revival.
Right.
And that was,
everyone called him washed up and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And he was like, "Well, hold up."
and it gave us pissed off Eminem, which is the best Eminem. Like,
the best
that's
Eminem.
you can't have. And I mean, you know, Revival was good for what it was. He was evaluating and he was looking at, like, here's where my life is, and he was asking the kind of questions that they were kind of throwing back in his face as criticism.
Right.
And to be fair, I get where they were coming from, and I can see where people were not a fan. And so he kind of looked at that and said, "Okay, game on." And you know, I just I love it, man. It's such a good album. I could do without the last 3 tracks. The what is it? The Good Guy, Nice Guy, and then the Venom movie tie-in song, which could have just stayed on the movie soundtrack because it does not fit on that album at all.
Right.
It's so tacked on. It was like, oh yeah, well, we can just put this on here too. Like, they just slapped that on at the end.
Oh yeah, exactly. And and then his kill shot.
Man,
that was so good.
Rest in peace, MGK. Like,
yeah, that was
good night.
And that Diddy line, like I had to stop it and stand up and then like leave the room.
Yeah,
because it was like he just said that.
Yeah, he did
publicly to everybody. The most viewed. I think he has like the most viewed hip hop song in a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Ever on YouTube. Like, oh my God! Don't. If anything happens to Eminem, we know who did it.
Yeah, we do.
And if he took out Tupac and Eminem, oh my God! I'd say that's where my conspiracy mind goes to, and I don't want that to happen. But oh my God, like that's what you think of when you hear lines like that. You're like, no, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Shh. Like, like.
It's still, you know, I mean, it's not quite as publicly the Wild West like it was back during the NWA, but I mean, it's it still happens. Like
Look at the XXX Tenshion or whatever his
yeah,
name is. Um, man, I don't want to say too much on here, but he had beef with a lot of people. For example, that's the thing about that 6ix9ine kid. He's a troll. His music, not for me, but he's not a mumble rapper. Like he actually, I don't know. He's kind of like DMX. I don't know how to explain it, but he's not. His song, his songs can be better if he just stopped all that gang shit. If that makes sense. Like the thing is he's going to die if he keeps that up. Does that make sense? Like he will be shot in the streets for telling everybody.
Yeah, there are some
to suck his dick.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, that's exactly what happened to that X kid.
Yeah.
He literally got jumped by the Migos. Like he literally had people gunning for him and punching him in the face at shows. And then just so happens one day someone just so happens to come across him, just so happens to know where he's at, and they just so happen to have ski masks on and shoot him dead in his car. Man, like you don't play around with that kind of stuff.
No,
that's what a lot of these new artists are doing. And the thing is, they're kids. They don't have like, Dr. Dre and all those other guys. They had like they had older people tell them like straighten up.
Yeah, or they had people they could look at and just say, okay, this is not,
exactly.
Dre was around Suge Knight all the time, and that kind of set him straight because Suge was Suge,
Yes.
I mean,
oh, man, you know what I did see that I really liked?
What?
The Defiant Ones. Have you seen that?
I haven't. No.
You need to see the Defiant Ones. I'll give you some information.
Okay.
You can put in, but the Defiance one is a TV show documentary on HBO.
And I saw, I started to watch that.
Yes, it's about Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine and their journeys to from where they started in the music industry into them selling to Apple for 3-point-something billion, and of course, making Dr. Dre the first billionaire of hip hop.
Yeah, I saw I started to watch that one night. I was like, this looks really interesting, but it's 5 a.m. I should probably go to bed.
That's exactly what happened to me the first episode, and then I went back and saw it, and I just watched it all the way through.
Nice, yeah, good.
It's really good because it's a real, and it's crazy because we grew up in the 90s. We grew up watching the whole Death Row Records and Bad Boy, and you didn't even have to be into hip hop to know what was going on.
No, it dominated the news.
It dominated the news, and suddenly Dre left NWA and he's with Snoop Dogg and all these people, and then oh shit, Pac's killed, then Biggie's killed, everything breaks up, and then a year or two later, suddenly you get Eminem, and it kind of goes through that journey of Interscope Records, and all during this time period, the same record company that's pushing out Tupac for hip hop people is pushing out Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
So it's crazy seeing that side of the industry where they're getting it from both ends. Where you have your hip hop with the gang violence, and then you also have Marilyn Manson with that stuff, and what that's doing, or what I guess media and everyone else is doing to the youth, and it's just it's crazy, and it's such a car crash during that period of time, and you realize why Dre was like, I'm out, I don't want anything to do with this, I'm not gang, I'm not trying to die, I just want to make music, how. And then same with Jimmy Iovine, he's like, I'm being told to wear a bulletproof vest to go out to eat because someone's going to come for my head because of what some artist said on the street. It's crazy. It's such a cool documentary. And then, of course, you kind of see it through Eminem. They sit him down and he's like, I'm sitting across the table from Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine, and I just shit my pants. I don't know what's going on. And they're like, kid, you got it. So it's a really cool adventure through their careers. And all the rock stars and everything else too that Jimmy Iovine, of course, was a part of. But man, it's such a cool documentary. And it shows a difference. It is weird seeing these new kids kind of make a lot of the same mistakes like I said, that 6ix9ine kid, man, he's gonna. I don't want anything bad to happen to him, but it's like watching a car accident.
You
You
just
can't turn away.
yeah, and you can see it coming a mile away. It's
You just
just
see it come. Yeah, dude, the
you
guy goes to Chicago, calls out all these Chicago rappers, and like expecting not to be gunned down in the most dangerous city in the country. I just don't understand it.
no,
I just saw today the FBI raided his house. He's over in Europe. Like it is such a he's such a disaster. He's making a lot of money right now, but man, for like what cost?
at what point does the money stop being worth it? You know?
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, I don't know how we got on about hip hop and everything, but yeah, the Defiant Ones. I'll give you. I think that's on my Amazon thing, but yeah, I'll give you that. Still look at my history because it's got a lot of weird shit.
Dude, come on! Like it's me. You if you know there are some files that are better left sealed.
Exactly. I'm just kidding, but no, that would be funny. But anyway, yeah. So I watched that over the week. So
Nice.
the one movie I'm kind of interested in is the Hellfest. I'm gonna be going to the Halloween Horror Nights. I thought I was gonna go on the 3rd, but I'm not going for another 2 weeks to do anything. So
Yeah.
but Hellfest seems interesting. I'm so shocked that movie's never been made before.
I really think that it was always something that people looked at and said, here's a component to a horror film.
Yeah.
Because you see this setup in so many movies. Like the idea of like, oh, and you know, there's a killer after you, and then, oh, they wind up in a carnival, so of course the killer just seems like another actor.
Right.
But the idea of actually setting it in the carnival,
Yeah.
I've got to believe it's been done before. It just hasn't been done in a wide movie.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's what I'm curious about. Let's see here. Night School. I don't know. That's not something I'm interested. That'd be a cool horror movie, though. Turn that into a horror movie. Yeah. No. I mean, Kevin Hart, people love.
That'll definitely be like a red box for me. Like at some point, I'll just be like, I'm bored. I'll watch Night School. You know, like it's to me that kind of movie, and it'll probably be funny. You know, I mean, when Tiffany was at the Academy Awards, and I cannot remember who she was up there with because it was her and somebody else, and I cannot remember who it was. And they were up there for they were only up there for like 3 or 5 minutes or something, and just killed. And it was hysterical.
I see that commercial every time I turn on a YouTube video.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Smallfoot, Little Women. We got some Dark Phoenix news in a trailer.
Yeah, they released the trailer. What'd you think of the trailer?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, that's right. These are the X-Men we have right now. Like, yeah. I'm just like, this lineup doesn't really do much for me at all.
Michael Fassbender's the best thing about these movies.
I agree. Him and I like McAvoy. McAvoy's right. Professor X is good.
Yeah, but, that's true.
Everybody else, I'm not invested in. I don't know if that's. Well,
this is their movies. This is Professor X and Cyclops. I mean, Professor X and Magneto's. It feels like these are their 3 movies.
Yeah.
4 movies. Jesus, how many have there been so far? 4?
Where did they start? First Class. And then there was something else, and then there was
Days of Future
Past, Apocalypse, and now Dark Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah. So 4 now.
Oh god damn.
And I thought the last one was a slip up. I thought I enjoyed it when I saw it, but it's definitely a slip up compared to. I think Days of Future Past was the best. That's the thing is like. I hate that. I don't want them to rely on Hugh Jackman, but it's noticeable when he's missing.
Yeah, because they don't it just doesn't seem like they know how to do much with anybody else. Right,
exactly. And granted, I love Magneto and he's and Professor X, and there's some surprise cool stuff like when we get to see the what's his face? Oh man, the Quicksilver and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then again, it felt a little like this in the last movie. It was like, okay, they just kind of doubled down on this, and it's not as
Yeah.
exciting as it was the first time. But so I just I can't get excited about the X-Men movies because I know that this is all ending. Like it's
Yeah,
I don't know.
this is their last one before.
It takes the air out of it, out of the
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
For me at least.
No,
Like
I can
I
see
kind of
that.
want to be done with it. I wish they would release it next month so we can let's get going. I want put them in Spider-Man. Like let's do something. I
Well,
want some X-Men. I want some mutants in the next Spider-Man movie.
I just you may get one just because it's going to come out at the same time.
That's true.
That's
Yeah,
what
they
was
pushed it.
nuts. They released the trailer, and then 2 days later, they pushed the movie back 6 months. Or
Yeah.
no, 4 months. Sorry, 4 months. I can't do math.
And when's that other X-Men movie coming out? The one with the it's like a horror movie.
Oh, New Mutants.
New Mutants.
April. I think it's
It's
April.
in April.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be this April
Yeah,
or this March or something, and they bumped it like a year.
it's so crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, they just need to just put this out this year. Let's get it done with. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. We got some Deadpool news.
Okay, so what's happening is Fox has slated a quote unquote untitled Deadpool movie for December 21st. The prevailing theory is that it's a PG 13 cut of Deadpool 2. I don't know about that.
I mean, if it is, I could totally see that.
I could too.
Kids love Deadpool.
Yeah. But
They love it, and if Disney can get an audience for PG-13, so you can get your teenagers in there, why not?
Let me tell you what Christmas is going to be at the movies. Christmas at the movies this year is now going to be something Deadpool, Aquaman, Bumblebee, Welcome to Marwin, Mary Poppins, uh, um, Mortal Engines, and there's something else that I'm forgetting.
Those all sound incredibly plain Jane.
But you
Nothing
watch.
sounds exciting to me.
Peter Jackson doing Mortal Engines is gonna draw that young adult audience. That's what they're aiming for. I'll put it that way.
I don't see that movie doing good at all.
It's gonna depend on the marketing. Right now,
I think we're the only people who know that movie exists.
yeah, I think so too. But I think that's what I mean. Like, I think the marketing is gonna really kick into high gear in the next like especially like around Thanksgiving. It's really gonna ramp. But I mean, you've got those 6, and I know there's more. I know there's 8. And I can't. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is another one, and there was one more, and I can't remember because they bumped Alita Battle Angel. They bumped it forward a few months.
Mm-hmm.
So it's next year now. There was one more, and I'm gonna pull it up here in a second. But it's gonna be ridiculous. Like, all of these movies are all competing for a large chunk of largely the same audience.
No, that's true.
And I'm just like, I don't know. So it's Mortal Engines, because Mortal Engines and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse come out on the 14th. Yeah. Mary Poppins Returns is on the 19th. And then you've got on the 21st is Aquaman, Bumblebee, whatever this Deadpool thing turns out to be, Welcome to Marwen, and Holmes and Watson.
Yeah, it's crazy they're putting all this out on the same date.
It's just a bunch of, like, there's not one big giant thing, because Aquaman is not going to be one big giant thing.
Bumblebee, I see taking that one.
I think Bumblebee does better than probably than everything else. Maybe not Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
I would be.
I actually want to see Bumblebee in the theater. Like, that movie looks fun.
It's gonna have.
We've been burned a million times.
I know.
I totally expect it to get burned, but man, everything from the sound, the look, the feel, everything in that trailer is like, damn, this is. It feels like the original not the original Transformer movie, but the original live action one that Bay did.
Yeah.
Where it was like, this looks like it has that charm. It looks like I could actually enjoy this. There's a ton less going on, and the character designs, they look like the classic Transformers. They're not this crazy, shit where and it seems much smaller. They're not destroying skyscrapers, and
Yeah.
um I totally see me enjoying this one.
Everything from, classic Bumblebee to G.I. John Cena.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, G.I.
I,
John Cena, I'm
I
fucking all in.
I'm telling you, that's a crossover that they've stuck in there. I
Yeah,
guarantee you he's with the Joes.
yeah.
I will bet you anything, and that's how they set it up. And how much am I gonna laugh my head off when I see that the franchise that The Rock couldn't save is picked up by John Cena to
Yeah,
run with? That is gonna be
yeah.
hilarious to me.
I agree. Yeah,
Because
no,
that was
it looks cool, man.
yeah.
Yeah, when I saw the trailer, I was like, that's dope. I could totally get into this.
Yeah.
Like the feel, the look, like it was really smart for them to be like, let's pull the reins on this because let's not travel to China and all this other crazy shit that we're doing in all these movies. Let's pull it back a little bit and do a smaller Bumblebee movie. And isn't this like supposed to be the last live action one with Michael Bay and all that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's good. I hope whatever they do next is, if they continue it off of this, is maybe kind of set in that time frame, which I don't know how you do with, I don't know, but because it seems like the world doesn't know about Transformers whenever the, the newer movies come around, right? Like no one knew about Transformers until the original Transformers movie.
Yeah.
So like, how do they hide all this if no one knows about it? I don't
Well, UFOs, Area 51, so on and so on.
Right.
Like
So that would actually force the writers to tell smaller stories, and it might be if Bumblebee is good as it does look, uh, or at least enjoyable, that's a good thing. I don't
yeah.
know. I'm being optimistic, and I know I shouldn't, but I'm way more about this Transformers movie than I have been the last all of them except for the first one. I thought the first one looked really cool.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, and I don't even is there an audience for Mary Poppins anymore?
Kids, man. Parents and kids are going to eat this
Kids
up.
into Mary Poppins in 2018?
They will be because their parents are going to take them.
Oh man, they're doing Fortnite dances and
Trust me. Trust me. The kids will go because the parents will take them.
I guess.
Yeah, trust me.
They got Netflix full of just crazy shit.
Yeah, but come Christmas time, the parents
Were you into Mary Poppins as a kid? I wasn't. I could care less about it.
Oh, I love Mary Poppins.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't think of a time where I was like, gotta watch that Mary Poppins. Like, I don't know.
Bummer.
If any kind of live action thing like that I really liked was Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Yeah.
That was cool. I really liked that. I'm trying to think what the other one was. What was the one where the guy where he talked as he was a fish?
Oh, what now?
What's his face? Oh, you know the actor.
I'm sure I know what you're talking about. I'm just.
It's not Jimmy Stewart, but he was the cartoon fish.
There's a lot of cartoon fish, man.
Oh no, come on. It was a man back in the day. It was live action. The Incredible Mr. Limpet with Don Knotts.
Yeah, that's a pull.
Do you? No, that's not a pull. That's a classic.
That's it. You rag on me about Mary Poppins, but you're gonna throw Don Knotts at me. Jeez.
Man, it was hilarious. He turned into a fish. It was a good movie. But I don't know. Mary Poppins, I never got excited about.
No, I will tell you, man. That's because it's Christmas, and the parents or grandparents or whatever are gonna say we're all going to see Mary Poppins, and so they will all go. I saw this last year. Trust me.
Okay, no, I believe. No, dude, I believe you. You're in that world. Yeah. You get it.
The kids. I will agree with you that the kids may not want to go. Yeah. I'll give you that, but they're gonna be there.
Let's go see the Bee movie or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's. Well, let's talk about the movies. Let's jump into movies here. Let's. We've done that. We've talked about Deadpool. What's some Gambit news?
So apparently they still think this movie's gonna get made.
Stupid.
Even though everybody but Channing Tatum is left.
Wait, didn't Disney buy Fox? What are they planning more of these franchises for?
Well, because Fox is still gonna be its own thing. So I mean,
No,
if
cancel it, throw it away, tie him into the Marvel universe.
I'm with you on this, but
Yeah.
what
Nope.
I
This
I
movie needs to go.
I still like the idea of Channing Tatum being Gambit though. I still do like that idea.
Sure, put him in an X-Men movie though.
Yeah, that's fair. Uh,
I don't want a standalone Gambit movie. I think you're right. Make him Gambit, put him in an X-Men movie, be done with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they've bumped the release date to March 13th of 2020 for a movie that's not even in production yet.
No, it won't be
So,
made.
yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
We got some
Uh,
Hellboy news.
yeah, that release date got bumped from January 11th of next year to April 12th of next year. So
Are all
it got
these Fox movies?
yes, they are. I don't
What's
think
going
Hellboy.
on?
I don't think Hellboy is. Fox
Okay.
just bumped their X-Men stuff, and then
Wow.
Hellboy got bumped probably for production reasons.
Gotcha. Um, Tell me about this Joker stuff.
Did you see the clown makeup?
I did, and I saw the video. I thought it was awesome.
He looks like a clown, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not. I've seen some people freak out because, like, he looks like a stupid clown. Yeah, that's the
He looks like the Joker.
that's the point. Like, it's clown makeup. Like,
Man, he doesn't look like a SoundCloud rapper. Like, didn't we just complain about him looking like a SoundCloud rapper a few years ago?
Yeah, it's like that's yeah, whatever. I
I like
liked it.
Post Malone, but I don't want my Joker to look like him.
No, exactly.
You know, I
Uh,
don't want Posty Joker.
God.
Keep that to SoundCloud. I want my Joker to look like he. To me, he just looks like the reasonable jump that you would do after seeing The Dark Knight. You're like, okay, we're gonna do a whole new DC universe. Let's make the Joker. He looks like a classic Joker.
Yeah.
But at the same tone, kind of like he's being taken seriously, like with The Dark Knight, and I think that's brilliant.
Yeah. No, it's old school, like jester style makeup. That's what it was
Yeah.
looking for. It's not.
And I don't
it's-
think that's his final form either. I think that's just like he's gonna do some bank robberies and stuff like that.
Yeah, because it's the mask. It's the same. Like it
Right.
was. It was It was one of the masks from the Dark Knight. Like
Exactly. Yeah, he might not have been dipped in. Who knows? Maybe they don't dip him in acid in this one. Maybe it's just he does the face paint kind of like how he does in Dark Knight, and I loved that. Heath Ledger. To me, he looks the best out of all the Jokers because he looks terrifying.
agreed.
And the image of him in the back of the cop car driving after a crazy night, like that sticks with you.
It does. Yeah.
And just
There's
having
no
your head
doubt.
out the window, like kind of like a dog, or like you and your buddies just were at a party all night and you're driving like that's what it looked like he's this crazy dude who was out binging all night and now he's driving home because the sun's rising in that scene. Like it just, that stuff sticks with you.
Yep.
And I don't know, man, that like I thought it looked cool. All the stuff I saw from him, like, yep. And I didn't realize it was a period piece, and it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I love that. I think it looks great. I think he's gonna kill it.
And we also saw. We got our first look at Zazie Beetz.
She's awesome.
How she looks. I'm excited. Like I didn't really know her at all.
Oh, she's great.
Because I didn't know her before Deadpool. And because I can't. What was it that she was?
Atlanta.
That was it. Yeah,
Yes.
that's why I didn't know her because I never watched it.
She's fantastic in
Yeah,
Atlanta.
but I can imagine because I mean when she was in Deadpool 2, she just owned every scene she was in.
Yes,
She
that's
just
exactly how she's in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean she just has it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm give her all the parts. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. There's an episode with her and Donald Glover, and they go to a party, and Donald Glover, these are not his kind of people.
Yeah.
And it's such a good episode with her because I don't know, she steals every scene, and you can tell that he wants to hold her attention, and he wants, it's just it's such a, I don't know, their relationship in Atlanta is fascinating to watch, and she's like a teacher, but at the same time, like she still fucks around with Donald Glover and all this crazy shit that he's into. So like I don't know, man, it's really good. That's the first thing I really saw her in, and I loved her when I found out she was for Domino. I was like, yes, that's awesome. I want to see her interact with Deadpool because that'd be fantastic.
There you go.
So, and now we're gonna see her in the Joker, which is an even crazier person. So, and I'm sure the next Deadpool movie, they're gonna play with that. They're gonna definitely play with the fact that she was in a Joker movie.
Oh sure, yeah.
Yeah. So, man, I'm glad she's getting so much work. But yeah. Let's see here. We got some Creed too. Did you see the trailer?
I did. I cannot stop watching this trailer. Like,
it's good.
I am so hyped for this movie.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
Oh yeah.
And I love how you know what this movie's about. Like this movie is not, the first one was like, oh, it's Creed's kid and he has to kind of prove himself. So how's that journey going to go? This one is very simple. The point is he's going to fight Ivan Drago's son. There's not going to be some big giant twist where, that fight's going to happen halfway through the movie. No, that's going to be like the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That's it. And, it's about the journey to get there.
Yes.
And I love that it's just laid out for you. Like he's, he's and he says it in the trailer. I'm going to rewrite history. And it's this whole, it's how does he look at that? And I loved seeing Dolph Lundgren in the trailer this time. Like it's gonna be, because that's how it should be. Like that's, if you're gonna do this, you have to commit 100% to this. And it looks like they have, and I am so ridiculously excited.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Me too, man. It looks great. I'm pumped. I'll be there.
On the flip side of sports movie news, however,
we got Space Jam 2's sequels with LeBron James officially happening. With Ryan Coogler as producer, Terrence Nace directing.
Look, this is, this is not for us, and I have to remember that. Like, I would totally fall into that same trap of like, oh,
I mean, it's the logical evolution of Space Jam.
If you're gonna do this now, it has to be LeBron. Like that's never been a question. Right. Some people were like, well, it should be Kevin Durant. No, it shouldn't. It would be.
No, I'm just kidding. No, but you got to keep in mind, like, people. I don't watch basketball. I know Kevin Durant is. I was joking around, but you got to understand, if someone doesn't watch basketball or their kids or whatever, LeBron James
they know LeBron. Everybody knows LeBron. It's just like Mike. Everybody knew MJ. Yes,
exactly. And you didn't have to watch basketball or sports to understand the magic that they put on when they were on the court. So it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So I'll believe it when I see it, because it's been
this thing has been in production hell for like a decade.
Right. But now that he's in LA, it can totally happen.
Yeah, now that he's not playing anymore.
Right, exactly. Well, no, he's still playing. Right?
I know it's a Lakers joke.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's a bad Lakers joke, but still.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got some Fantastic Beasts 2 news.
Yeah, did you see the trailer for this?
I did not know.
They got a new trailer. It's it's what it is. It's not I'm just not tremendously excited for this.
Yeah?
I mean, I'm gonna go and I'll probably enjoy it because I rewatched the first one actually the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, this was a fun, enjoyable movie. Like I forgot that I actually like genuinely liked it.
Yeah, I watched it with my friends' kids and they loved it.
Yeah. But I'm just like, okay, they're doing another one, cool. Not crazy hyped for it, but
yeah. To me, it's missing that magic that
it's just not the same. Yeah. And I know it wasn't gonna be the same, but I'm just like I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm older, and I imagine that's probably part of it. But I mean, there is an element of an older audience appeal attempt to these. I mean, it's set during the war. Like there's this is very these are dark movies, and I think also that's part of the problem.
That's part of the problem.
But I mean,
now, close your eyes. Tell me the color of the trailer.
Gray. Like
Right.
it
Yeah.
just it is.
That's the problem.
It
That's the problem.
is.
Now, close your eyes and tell me the color of the first movie of Harry Potter.
Blue, like a light, like I always see like either like a light blue or like a light yellow, like either
Yes,
like sky, like basically either the
like
sky
the
or
sky.
the sun, basically.
I see a blue with like a candle lit up,
Yeah,
and
everything.
yeah, that's what I think of. I think of a magical thing, and even though like yes, blue maybe a darker blue sometimes too. Like I think of like I always think of the hall with all the candles lit up,
Yeah,
and just the magical adventures that they go on in that, and that all just gets so grayed out towards the end of those movies. And for that franchise, it makes sense, like how it goes from one color palette to the other.
right.
But like, come on, can we get back to some of the
I don't like
fun
how
with
it's
Harry Potter?
still like I that was my problem with the first one, with the first Fantastic Beast, was like, oh, this isn't about Newt Scamander out exploring the wizarding world and discovering new
Right.
creatures. I was expecting Indiana Jones, you know, in
It's
a
the
in a way.
20s and it's bland and
Yeah. I'm just like
oh god, give me a bright adventure set in 2020 Harry Potter universe
yeah, I'll take that.
with their kids. Like that to me makes the most logical sense. But we will get that 10 years from now when they're all older. And
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. Have you seen this Bowsette thing?
I you know, I was gonna
Jessica Nigiri or whatever, she killed it with it. But holy crap, it's been such a crazy meme.
Nigri, Jessica Nigri. Yeah.
Nigiri,
She
yeah,
yeah, her cosplay I think has been the best so far.
good. She
Um
kills it. Like, whew. But yeah. I thought it was it's just a funny meme of, if you don't know, listeners, that Bowser jumps into, or basically in the new Mario game, that was announced, and I don't know if it's on the docket, but
yeah.
we've talked about it before. Super Mario Brothers from Wii U, you can jump up, hit a block, and there's like a princess, uh,
It's
I
a
don't know,
it's a
mushroom thing that
yeah.
turns you into, or turns the toadstool into a princess.
Yeah, it turns Toadette into
Toadette, yeah.
yeah.
And so the comic is Bowser decides to do that, uh, to like to for him and Mario to kind of get back at the princess, and it's just this weird. I don't know. I thought it was funny.
It's bizarre and it's hilarious, and
Yes.
the fact that there's been concept art discovered that
Yes.
Nintendo was thinking of doing something like this
Oh wow.
is just wrong.
It's
It's
so good.
so wrong.
Man, with the news being so crazy and depressing, it's fun to get stuff like that every once in a while.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Sorry, didn't mean to sidetrack. Let's
No,
get back
it's
to.
I was trying to figure out where to throw this in at.
I thought it was great. We talked about Bumblebee. Chloe's, was it Chloe Zhao? I'm gonna butcher her name.
Uh, Zhao, I think.
Chloe Zhao. To direct the Eternals for Marvel. What do you think about this?
Okay, yeah. I look at the Eternals the same way that like I look at the New Gods on the DC
Exactly.
side. I'm just like, it's Jack Kirby. That's fantastic. It's not something I've ever been remotely interested in though.
No one has ever been remotely interested in them.
And I hate that for them cuz like that's
We're the
almost
comic book guys. We read comics. We're not just. This is so, and it's funny because some people could say Guardians of the Galaxy. No one's heard of them, but those characters were always interesting to me. Like I
yeah.
loved those characters when I saw them in the comics. I always liked the cosmic characters and stuff like that. But these characters just all feel so bland and the same to me. Where
Yeah.
Rocket Raccoon never felt bland. He was always this weird raccoon, guy, or Peter Quill. Um, uh, you know, whenever they popped up, it felt like, who are these people? Drax the Destroyer and stuff like that. They felt very different. Where the Eternals is, I couldn't tell you one of them. They all
I can tell you one.
and they all look the same.
Yeah.
They're blocky, and it's because of the design. I mean, I'm not trying to knock the design, but you're absolutely right. It's just like the New Gods. And wait, who's the one that you could say?
Thanos.
Well, he
I know it's a cop out answer, but that's kind of my point too.
it's such a cop out answer because he's nothing. I mean, I get it
Yeah.
in the movies they talk about his planet, in the comics they go over it briefly, but it's not really nothing that he does to me is just it.
No, I totally agree with you. Like
Yeah,
that was
it's
kind of the point of
so
just like, oh yeah, we all know one. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't like so not the point.
yeah, exactly. I don't know it. So and I get it. That's probably why they're doing this is because they're like, hey, let's do a movie about that stuff that Thanos briefly went over.
Yeah.
But there's nothing interesting about them. And I feel the same way about the New Gods. Um, Mr. Miracle is a phenomenal comic, and everyone should go read it. Um, but I could care less about the New Gods.
Yeah.
I
No,
like those characters in it because of the way he writes it, but anything else, couldn't tell you.
yeah.
I'm more excited about Doom Patrol. That's exciting. Like those are so weird and different and bizarre and very different. When you look at Doom Patrol and you look at the characters and they're all so different, that's cool.
Yeah, Doom Patrol is wild.
Yeah, but I don't know. Internals, we'll see. Marvel usually kills it, but I'm just not that excited about that. And again, I was one of the guys that was like, Guardians, yes, that makes perfect sense. That looks like it could be like a Star Wars, type deal with a group of misfits. I loved that idea. But this in turn, I don't know what it's going to be set like 1,000 years before I don't know.
I could see this being I hesitate to use the word Shakespearean, but that's kind of the only way I could see this playing out. Like the big
Are they going to put young Thor in it?
Well,
I joke, but they could totally do that.
Young Odin, maybe.
Young Odin, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I don't know. Man, I don't know. Just, man, the Eternals I always saw is like, that's just that's a book. They're putting a bookmark there, a placeholder, because that's going to be where they put the X-Men movie.
Yeah.
And they just don't want to tell anybody about it. It's called X-Men. They're just calling it the Eternals right now.
That's entirely possible.
That's how I always saw it when they were talking about it. Like, they're preparing, but behind the scenes, they're like, no, fuck that. We're not doing Internals. Of course we're doing X-Men. We just bought the freaking studio. We're doing X-Men next. We're not, we're going to put seats. We're going to put butts in seats because Internals is not going to do that. The regular Joe, if you said Internals, they're not going to know if that's DC or Marvel.
Yeah.
X-Men, though, they'll be like, oh, that's Marvel. I know that. So I don't know. If they were smart, they would be like, they'd be focusing on X-Men or Fantastic Four over the Eternals. But anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. Kingsman 3. No, I'm not a fan of the Kingsman series.
No? Oh.
I saw the second one, and I thought, this is so dumb. This is like...
Yeah, that's kind of the point, though. Like,
no, but I don't know. I liked when Austin Powers was stupid, and at that time period, I loved those movies. But now in 2018, I'm like, this is fucking stupid. I could not get into it.
I enjoyed it because it's not so much it's not a parody the way Austin Powers was. It's more, it's just.
I liked
it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking him. Gold member, I'll knock Gold member. But
I liked Goldmember too, but I don't know. These just like he grinds that guy up and he eats him his hamburgers. I don't know, just so stupid.
It's and I mean, you've also got to remember, like, it's the same school of comic,
Yeah, I guess spy stuff immediately bores me, and then when you put that on top of it, I'm like, ugh, I just wasted a Saturday morning watching this. I literally felt like I was like, I'm mad. I'm not getting that time back to do something else, and it's already 3 p.m. now, and it's basically Monday. I don't know why, but that sticks in my head. That day I watched that, and I was like, I'm mad. Like, I need to watch something. I don't know. I just felt mad.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I didn't like it, and that's when I realized I don't like this franchise. After seeing the first one, I remember seeing the first one and not liking it, but then I was like, there's got to be something to it because they're pushing the sequel and everything. And
yeah,
I saw the sequel and I was doubly not interested. I was like, oh, not good.
Well, can't win them all.
Yep. See, guys, I don't like everything.
But
We got some Bird of Prey news. February 7th, 2020 release date was announced.
yep, and they found their Huntress and Black Canary.
Yeah.
Uh, Journey Smollett Bell from True Blood. She was in a couple other things too, but I think her longest run of stuff was on True Blood.
Yeah.
Is going to be Black Canary, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead is going to be Huntress.
Awesome.
So, good to see everybody from Scott Pilgrim is getting work.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, it's on Netflix now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah. But that's cool. Awesome. We got some Child's Play news.
Yeah. Speaking of people from Scott Pilgrim, Aubrey Plaza is going to join Brian Tyree Henry potentially to star in the reboot that they're doing. And they showed the first image of the actual Chucky doll, and it looks like a doll, and it looks creepy.
Looks like a Chucky doll. Yep.
Yeah.
Looks like a 2018 Chucky doll.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Which is cool. I never really got into Chucky movies, so
Man, my mom and my grandmother collected dolls. Like, that was just the thing in the family. So when I grew up around them, and then I think I saw Child's Play 3 was the first one that I saw.
Ooh.
And so it was like, oh, possessed doll, great, thanks for ruining my entire childhood.
Yeah. Yikes.
That was not fun.
Oh boy. Yeah. At what point did he get his face blown off?
Oh man.
Because he gets scars in one of them, and then he just has scars for the rest of his.
Well, because like at the end of 3, they throw him into an industrial fan.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
So it might have been after that though, because like they've brought him back and blown him up like I don't know how many times.
And then the chick, what's her face? The one odd, I shouldn't say chick, but you know what I mean. The it was like his girlfriend or something.
Yeah, like his actual, like his when he was a human girlfriend. Yeah.
I forget the actress, but like, yeah, and then she turns into a doll, right?
Yeah, because that was Bride of Chucky, and then Seed of Chucky, and Curse of Chucky, and all those. When
so
they actually
have like a whole doll family.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah, but apparently, like the later ones, they embraced more of the like goofy humor side of it in terms of like, yeah, we get it, it's a doll and it's scary, but it's also like it's a silly idea. Mm-hmm. And they went kind of more Leprechaun in a way with it, like in the good
that's
way.
What I was thinking.
Yeah, they went more in the way of like, look, we get that this is a horror movie, but we also get this is it's a doll.
Yeah,
it's inherently kind of silly, but
yeah,
but apparently the last ones leaned into that and were actually not bad.
Oh wow, 7 movies.
Because there were 3. It was Child's Play 1, 2, and 3, and then Bride, Seed, and Curse of Chucky. Yeah. What's the one I'm missing?
Cult of Chucky.
Ah, that's right. That was the last one, wasn't it?
2017, yeah.
Yeah. That was the one I forgot about.
That was the one he joined Scientology.
Nice.
They got him. Him and Tom Cruise. Man, wouldn't that be wild if Tom Cruise starred in it?
No, because then Chucky would have to be a life-size mannequin that Tom could fight on an airplane and fall out of.
Yes. Or Tom becomes a Chucky doll. Man. It just writes itself.
And immediately costs $140 million and ruins another franchise.
Right. Man. They should do like Child's Play versus Home Alone movie.
That is not a stupid idea.
I know. He gets left home alone, and then his doll comes to life and tries to kill him. That would be an awesome crossover.
That's really about the only thing you could cross Child's Play with, I think.
Yeah. I wish we had the technology.
Oh, no.
Hear me out. This is going to sound stupid and crazy. Where you could go back and edit films and make it look like it did back then, but add elements like that.
You can.
I know, but like...
It's not readily available or easy to do, but it can be done.
I just wish the CGI was, maybe in 50 years from now, where you could make it look exactly like that. So, for
You
example,
can.
yeah, wouldn't that be wild?
Yeah. Yeah, you can
That
you can age film. Yeah.
because it's kind of like I'm trying to think of what newer movie that we've recently saw, where what is it? What am I talking about? They just did that in
You're talking
oh,
about the like
Ready
Captain.
Player One,
Yeah.
where they're literally in the movie.
Yeah. They're
That
in
would
The
be
Shining.
cool.
Yeah.
Exactly. That'd be cool if they did that with Home Alone and Chucky. You literally put him in there, and Macaulay Culkin at that age is running around trying not to get killed, and suddenly Chucky kills the wet bandits, and oh man, it'd be a great adventure. Like, imagine that. Not a bad idea, huh? We should put that as a trailer, mix it together.
Oh boy. Oh no.
But anyway, sorry, my mind
I
went.
feel a project coming on now.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah.
Oh.
My mind went left when I thought, oh, that's cool. Where were we? Rainbow Six. Michael B. Jordan is gonna be in Rainbow Six. What?
He's gonna star. Yeah, they're gonna do a movie based on the book, on the original Rainbow Six novel, and then on the prequel that he did, Without Remorse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be John Clark.
Cool. Cool.
Because Michael B. Jordan isn't busy or anything.
Yeah. No.
Hey,
He's in
man.
everything. Is he gonna be Superman?
You know. No,
We'll
he's
see.
gonna be. It's. See, that's the thing. Like, that's not the character's full name. It's John Clark Kent in Rainbow Six.
There we go. We have Happy Death Day.
Yeah. They are doing a sequel. Because the first one did really well, and this is Hollywood, and you can't just have one of something.
Nope, especially a horror movie.
Yeah. Even though this one did not lend itself to, like it's one and done. It should be done because it was good. I was surprised at how good it was. But whatever, they're doing a sequel. Fine, it's inevitable. I do kind of like the title, and I also kind of hate the title, so I'm not sure where I fall on it. Because
I think it's cool.
It's Happy Death Day to You. And the letter U, and I'm like, I see what they did there, but at the same time, and it's coming out February 14th of 2019, the same day as whatever else we talked about something earlier.
Yeah.
Oh well, they moved Dark Phoenix. That's where Dark Phoenix was supposed to be. But hey, there you go. So take your Valentine to see the Happy Death Day sequel. Why not?
There you go. We got a new Bond 25.
Yeah, they got new director. Kari Joji Fukunaga is going to be the director. And it got a Valentine's Day 2020 release date. So
there we go. Hear me out. Tom Cruise.
Oh, so there was a trailer for Holmes and Watson.
Wouldn't that be funny if they? What a big troll if he left. It'd be like joining the NWO or something. He just left the Mission Impossible and signed a deal to be the new Bond.
Yeah, God,
it goes from so many people off.
Yeah, it goes from Wolfpack to Hollywood.
Exactly, that would piss so many people off. All sorts of different kinds of people.
The British first and foremost.
Yeah, they'd be like, what?
He's not even British. We don't know what Tom Cruise is.
Exactly.
He might be. We don't know.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm seeing this. Did you know that we all know Solo came out, right?
Yes.
Have you seen the Xbox One X Solo thing?
Yes, I have.
God, that looks so beautiful.
It does.
Why can't it be a PlayStation Pro? That's right, because they don't make PlayStation Pros anymore.
Still can't find one, huh?
No, it's. I'm sure around Christmas time they'll suddenly pop back up.
That's funny.
If not, then I'm just gonna say fuck it and spend like $500 on or $600 or whatever it is on a Spider-Man one.
Yeah, don't go the eBay route or whatever though. Wait until they come back, because they will come back.
I know, I know. Did you see Kathleen Kennedy renewed contract for 3 more years, which everyone equally agrees is amazing news?
The entire internet united in one cohesive positive voice over this. It was
Yes,
fantastic.
exactly.
I managed to do
Yeah,
that with a straight face.
yeah. There's so many.
I,
Uh,
I don't care. I didn't read, and I've never looked at a comment because I'm like, I know what they're all gonna say, and I
so
don't
many
care.
angry virgins just all at once. Voices scream out. Wait, what's the do the Star Wars quote?
It was there was the sound like a million voices cried out, but unfortunately they were not suddenly silenced like they should be.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's great news. I think she's done a lot of good things for the Star Wars movies, and I don't know everything else that she's done in her career.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
think, Solo was a bump. I think that clearly they need to rethink
Well, and
their thought process.
they have. Did you see they're
Yeah,
talking about like after Episode 9, it's not gonna be like, oh, here's a Star Wars movie every year now.
exactly, and that's
Which
okay. That's probably for the
I
best.
yes, I'm very happy with that news.
Now,
I
I'm on the side of I love a Star Wars movie every year, and I'm kind of bitter that this has ruined it for me. But at the same time, I understand.
Well, I
You
mean,
know,
here's the thing. There are only so many spots in a year you can do a movie. And
right?
you can have Star Wars fatigue. We've seen that. But
Yes.
the good news is we're going to have the streaming service.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's the thing. Like,
yeah.
we're complaining now, but we're gonna be getting television shows and everything else.
Yeah.
So it's we're gonna be bombarded with Star Wars still.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm one of the people that I love. I'm totally down for getting Star Wars every year. It never bothered me.
Oh yeah,
but
no. Oh,
but
hell
I
no.
could see why most people it's like maybe it's too much. Let's spread it out a little bit, and that's exactly what it seems like they're doing. And Kathleen Kennedy, she's great. You know, maybe she gets. I think she's nailed everything except for we probably should get some other voices to be the directors for
Yes.
these things.
Yes, we
That's
should.
the one thing that I'm like, hey, what are you doing there? But for the most part, I'm glad that the actors and actresses in the movie are way more diverse. And so I love that stuff. But yeah. So anyway, I thought that was great news. So this Holmes and Watson trailer, did you like it?
No. No, I
No.
did not like it at
Well, you
all.
don't like these two guys, so that makes sense.
The only thing I liked them in was Step Brothers.
Oh, you don't like Ricky Bobby Shake and Bake?
Nope.
I knew you would hate that movie,
I
Talladega Nights.
I hate it because I just hate it because I hate it. Like there
Oh yeah.
because here's the thing. Like ask
Well,
any
I know you like NASCAR, so I
Yeah.
didn't know if that like.
Oh no, ask any NASCAR fan what their favorite movie is, and you're probably gonna be told Talladega
Yeah.
Nights. Like,
Yeah, because that's what I thought. I was like,
yeah.
oh, it's a fun, like it's
Oh yeah,
just it's the closest to NASCAR I've ever got.
yeah. Oh, I have no problem. I'm not somebody who's gonna be like, oh, it's not NASCAR. NASCAR's not like that. I don't care, because then you just sound like a comics fanboy, but for a sport, and you just have to get over yourself because
Right.
it's also not what it's supposed to be.
Right.
But I'm just like, I just didn't find it funny. I
Yeah,
didn't.
I didn't think you ever found their humor funny to begin with.
No, Step Brothers was the only one, and
Yeah.
that was why I tried to watch a lot of the other ones, because like I was kind of forced to sit down and watch Step Brothers, because it was like,
Yeah.
dude, you don't have a ride home, and this is the movie we're watching. I was like, all right,
Right.
fine, and I really liked it, so I was like, well, maybe I've been wrong.
Yeah.
And so I'll try some of these other ones, and I was not wrong. I just don't like them. That's
Right,
just
right.
just me. It's whatever. Holmes and Watson is the same thing. Yes, it's a send up. It is a parody of just like Talladega Nights was a parody of NASCAR and NASCAR culture, while still paying its own weird little homage. Holmes
Yeah,
and Watson is the same thing. It is a parody of Sherlock Holmes, while still having some semblance of an homage in there somewhere, maybe.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm sorry, if you actually use No Shit Sherlock as a punchline, your movie completely loses all credibility with me. I don't care.
Yeah.
That is the laziest possible joke. You're like, well, we have to make that joke. No, you don't. Because everybody's gonna see it coming, and nobody's going to actually laugh at that joke. They're gonna go, ugh. Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody
I mean,
ever laughs at
th-
that joke in a movie. Like, it just.
yeah. I mean, but I liked. I don't know. To me, it's one of those. This is something I'll watch on Netflix.
Yeah.
Not going to go see in the theater. The
No,
best thing
God,
about the
I.
trailer was Braun Strowman.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, but I loved Tropic Thunder. I thought that was such a funny film, and that it has the same writer was, like okay, I want to see that. Uh, because I thought I don't know, Tropic Thunder to me was just fucking hysterical. I like Idiocracy, and a few other of his movies. So, I thought, okay, I think I could see this.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is Will Ferrell, and it is where you can tell that they probably took 16 takes of the same thing because they were just spitballing stuff at each other to see what sticks.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It doesn't really matter who writes a Will Ferrell movie,
Exactly.
especially if it's a comedy. It's a Will
Yeah.
Ferrell comedy. It's always
Right.
going to be. And that's,
You know what you're getting.
exactly. And that's, for good or for ill, whichever way you come down on that. I mean, that's just how it is.
Right.
So,
Right. So, but hey, you kind of know what you're getting when it comes to this. So, if you're a fan of those films with them, I'm sure you'll love this.
yeah.
Um, let's see here. We got some TV news. Apple company reported setting precedent against gratuitous sex, profanity, violence for original content.
Yeah, they're looking to be, I guess, more kind of
Now,
family.
this wasn't official. This was just rumor.
Well, this was what I had seen.
Insider information
Yes.
tells us. Yeah, nothing was official about
Yeah,
this.
yeah. What I had seen was reporting about how I guess Tim Cook had seen a rough cut of the show that they're doing that's kind of loosely based on Dre's youth.
Right.
And he saw it and just said, "You know what? There's too much in here." And my first thought of that was, it's young Dre. What did you expect? Uh, getting back to that. But
Yeah.
it's, hey, look, it's their streaming service. They can do with it whatever they want. And if they want
Yeah.
to air more on the side of more family friendly and accessible content, that is completely their prerogative.
Yeah, they're going the Disney route.
Yeah. And
which is fine. Disney makes good stuff. Like, we were just talking about Star Wars and everything else. So
yeah, which is kind of my problem, is that Disney already makes that stuff.
yeah,
I think I get where they're going. I understand the hesitance to not be HBO. I get that. I get they don't want to go down like the mature content road. I get that. And it's a totally acceptable platform. But if you're going to set yourself up as as a player in the streaming world, then you gotta have, you can't be afraid. And
right.
that's kind of where this sounds like it's coming from. And now again, this is people who are reporting on things that somebody heard somebody say.
Yeah.
So
it's odd to see that.
Yeah.
After seeing the Defiant Ones.
Yeah.
And watching them pick up, the Beats company, and dealing with Dr. Dre and.
Well, but I mean, they weren't picking up, a visual representation of anecdotes from Dre's life. They were putting his name on some headphones.
True, but I mean, he's branded that.
Yeah.
I mean, some people don't know this, but Trent Reznor works for Apple.
Yeah.
For Apple Music. Trent Reznor, Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
Who
who is a hell of a composer.
Hell of a composer, yes, absolutely. But you go back and listen to some of his songs, and you had people in the '90s, saying they were Satan and all this other stuff. So like that kind of craziness. It is weird. It is weird to see Apple working with these people from the '90s who weren't, super clean cut.
Yeah, but was anybody in the '90s though? Like, wasn't that kind of the whole point of the '90s? So you have to, and again, that was 20 years ago.
But that's my my point. When I
Yeah,
think of Apple, I think of them thinking outside of the box. I think of them, thinking different is, the phrase that they like to use.
yeah,
Um, you would think that they would want to do stuff that does push the boundaries, that does talk about these kind of things,
I
that
agree.
they, you know, that's not going to be a cookie cutter. We want to make sure we don't push anything. To me, that's not Apple at all. Um, but again, it's all rumors and speculation, and I wouldn't, until I hear Tim Cook say something like that. Like, but then again, not everything needs to be freaking violent R-rated stuff either.
No, but I mean, that's why Netflix has, they have all their shows which have whatever
It's true.
content they have, but they also have just the kids section of it too.
It's true.
Like
Yeah.
they do try to have something for everybody, and if that includes it, if that includes violence that's more than PG-13 worthy, then so be it.
I'm wondering how this is going to roll out. I assume everyone with an Apple TV will have it, but I wonder if this is like an app you'll be able to download.
I don't know, because I kept thinking like they have iTunes, they have their own platform, but I
Yeah, but you're
can't.
not going to have iTunes on your Samsung television, but you could download an Apple app.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I
I
I
think this will be a separate app.
I think it would have to be, and that was the thing, is like I think it would have to be, just because the interface would have to be so much different.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
it's a whole different thing than what you get with iTunes. Like it's got to wind up being its own thing for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. But it's interesting. I'm definitely want to see what comes out of this. What other TV news do we have?
Man, did you see the trailer for this VR Star Wars series that they're doing?
Mm-mm.
I didn't even know these were things. It's called Vader Immortal.
Nope. Did not
It's
see this.
it's I mean, it's Darth Vader, I mean, it's a VR experience basically.
Okay.
And it's going to be a series.
You
And
have my attention.
it's yeah. You're not as Darth Vader. So there's that.
Right.
Sorry, but I don't know. Like, it was kind of a teaser. It was just like, okay, and it's like, and it's an Oculus series.
Oh, okay.
It's designed for Oculus, and there've been a couple that are done this way. I guess I didn't know there were actually like TV series that were designed specifically for VR. I'm not surprised.
I know
But
there's an entire Nicolas Cage movie that's going to be released in VR.
that doesn't surprise me.
We get like ride along with him and stuff, and listen to his rants.
Oh joy.
That actually sounds really fun to me.
Stuck in a car.
You wouldn't want to be.
Listening to
There you
Nicolas
go. That's a
Cage.
series we need to do. Stuck in a car with Nicolas Cage.
Look, man, you joke, but that is a perfect Funny or Die compliment to comedians in cars with coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, that is like, I should tweet them right
and it's
now.
a VR experience. You can like change the channel of the radio and hear what he says, and I don't know.
What? Why did you
Put on some Nine Inch Nails. Turn down the radio. Turn on roll down the windows. Pick where you're driving through. Are you in Louisiana? Where are you going? Are you leaving Las Vegas?
Oh boy.
It'd be wild, right?
Yeah, sure.
Is it Miami? Is it the 80s? Is there cocaine on the dash? You could just go crazy with it.
If I'm in a car with Nick Cage on a road trip, there damn well better be cocaine on the dash.
Exactly. See, that's a VR experience. People need Apple hire us. Apple doesn't do VR. What am I talking about? Oculus hire us.
It's like, somebody, hey, look, here's an idea. Like,
yeah, exactly. Man, I wish I had a direct line to Nicolas Cage, because I'm sure he'd be in on that. He'd be like, you know what? That sounds fun.
I should tweet. I'm gonna tweet that to Funny or Die right now. Be like, hey, I've got an here's an idea for your version of comedian. What's the actual? Was it comedians in cars with coffee or getting coffee?
Getting coffee. Get your mirrors ready. Get your mirrors and credit cards ready, because I got an idea.
Oh god.
Oh boy, yeah, because that would be fun. Yeah, it's like comedians with coffee or car or something like that. So yeah,
It's comedians in cars getting coffee.
yeah. So you're getting something else
Yes,
with
you're.
Nicolas Cage. It's kind of like coffee.
Uh,
It's like it's probably better for you than some of this coffee. But anyway, let's get back to the movies and television. Veronica Mars.
yeah, Hulu officially confirmed that they're doing a new season of Veronica Mars.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's 8 episodes. They gave it a direct to series order. It's gonna come out in
Was
2019.
was Veronica Mars? Who was that?
Kristen Bell.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought Hilary Duff.
I
Okay.
guess because they're both blonde.
I don't know. I
Uh,
never saw Veronica Mars.
it was on CW for a while.
Okay.
It got real big like that basically launched Rob Thomas. Like because now he's doing
Oh,
iZombie and he's done I can't remember what all else, but like that was the thing where like where like that really took off.
oh,
Like
okay.
Veronica Mars has a massive like cult following.
Sounds like a comic book character. And I'm just kidding. Yeah, I never saw it.
Yeah, I never watched it. I was kind of wanted to. I was kind of interested, but like I never like dug into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one I should go try and watch. Um, but before that comes to Hulu, like they'll get the rights to stream the past. I think it's just 3 seasons, 3 or 4. It didn't run for long.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I
So
have no idea.
yeah, but hey, cool. This is something that people wanted for a long time.
There you go. I
Um,
like it when people get what they want.
they crowdfunded a movie too.
Oh, okay.
Like that was a while. That was a while ago.
We should crowdfund this Nicolas Cage thing.
I'm tweeting Funny or Die right now, man. I'm serious.
Yeah. Driving with Nicolas Cage and an 8 ball. So so what video game news we got? We got some oh yeah, we talked about the crossplay with the PlayStation, which is historic news.
Yeah, that's like that genuinely can't be understated because now the
Yeah.
floodgates are open. And now you're
Yep.
going to start seeing Rocket League, Minecraft. You're going to dip into, Call of Duty and some of these other titles. You'll see it. You will definitely see
Oh
it start to become slowly on Sony's
yeah.
side of things more and more common.
It's awesome. We got the PlayStation Classic, which is a retro console announced for $100, the low price of $100,
Yeah.
to release on December 3rd.
Yeah. It's 20 games. They announced a few of them. Ridge Racer 4 was one of them. Jumping Flash was another one. There were a couple more. I can't remember.
I'm sure Metal Gear Solid's on that list, right?
I hope so. Because they didn't announce like the whole list. They just announced a
Right.
few.
That has to be
It's
there.
gotta be. It's such a seminal product. Like
Imagine Resident Evil, like we talked about.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk's got to be on there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. 1 or 2. I'm good with either one.
Yeah.
I would personally pull for 2. I like the soundtrack from 1 better, but 2 played better.
Yeah.
But
I don't like that it's not with the DualShock controller. The analog. I don't like that.
I can understand that, but you got to remember a lot of classic PS1 titles didn't use the sticks.
Yeah, but it's dude, that's going to be hell to go back. You couldn't even do certain games with that.
No, there were because there were a few like Ape Escape. You had to have both sticks.
Yeah.
But remember, DualShock was kind of a new thing by the end of the first PlayStation, though.
Right.
Like most PlayStation games didn't actually use the DualShock.
Yeah. No, I agree. Man, when I had the PlayStation, I didn't have the DualShock controllers.
Yeah.
I don't think I had it all the way. I think I eventually got it. But I don't know. I just think that in 2018, it's going to be hard to go back to that. I think it's different for like the Super Nintendo because it's like that's such an iconic like that was for those games. Or PlayStation was in such a weird era era for me. It was just for one, I'm not nostalgic about PlayStation 1 games, so
Oh, I am.
yeah, see, the SNES were where I was like, that's yes. So Mario World, like those games, I'm nostalgic about. I think they hold up better too, visually and gameplay wise. Or PlayStation was like, don't get me wrong, love the PlayStation One, and I got that before I got the 64 because of my dad went and got that one. So I love PlayStation, but it in 2018, I don't think it holds up as much because of it was the first where they were like, let's do 3D and everything looks shitty.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so it was like it wasn't until the PlayStation 2 where they started to like, oh, this like okay, so Grand Theft Auto, like this looks cool. Um you know, 3 and Vice City and stuff like that. And PlayStation 3 kind of really started to find, and now it just looks like, you know, like a movie pretty much. But the first PlayStation, it's rough with a lot of those games. But it would be cool to go back and see, Metal Gear Solid and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what games they're gonna add.
No, I'm curious to see what fighting game they throw on there.
Oh, it's gonna be probably Tekken.
Yeah, you think so?
I would hope so.
The
To
original
me,
Tekken.
that's PlayStation.
I agree. I kind of hope though that they also include Battle Arena Toshinden, just because nobody remembers those, and they were kind of crap, but they were so fun.
Yeah.
I love that series so damn much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. There's a lot of cool games on the PlayStation. Here's the thing, though. You can go get a PlayStation TV, like $15,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and play all of these games. The entire PlayStation library is on the Vita. Every game.
Yeah.
So if you want a PlayStation thing, that's kind of how I
If
see
you
it.
can
Like I would totally rather have a Vita.
Yeah. You've
And
got to
then
find one though, because they don't make them anymore.
they don't make them anymore, but you can still buy them. They're not like the PlayStation 4 Pros. You can totally go to GameStop and buy a Vita, or online. But and they still make them. They're gonna stop making them next year, right? 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I could not recommend enough. If you were on the fence about a Vita, and you could get them for like $100, I would, and you love PlayStation 1 games. Don't get it because you want to play some crazy, you know, whatever kind of game, AAA game. Don't get it because of that. If you want to play like those old school PlayStation games, maybe people don't know that. They're all on there. Literally all of them. And I'm exaggerating, probably not every single PlayStation 1 game because there was so many,
Yeah.
but all of the big hits, every single one of them, especially first party games. Every Metal Gear, all the Final Fantasies, everything is on there from the original PlayStation. I say all the Metal Gears, it was just one on the PlayStation, but you get what I'm saying.
Well, there was also the VR missions too. So.
That's true, yeah. But I guess what I'm saying is like any of those classic games, they're there. And it's portable. It's fun. It's cool. But yeah, man, this would look cool chilling up on top of by your TV. A little tiny mini PlayStation. What's also cool is the PlayStation Now. The service begins allowing users to download titles, and it instantly is making it a lot better.
Yes, this was something that
Thank you, Xbox.
Yes. No, like no joke, man.
Yeah.
Because when they launched Game Pass and they were like, you can download titles, like there was a little snark in that, like shooting back at PlayStation, like, yeah, you guys were funny at E3 a couple years ago, like, oh, look at all these things we do better than Xbox. Our game library service is going to be better than yours because you don't have to. You can download them. You don't have to stream them, which means you have to be hardwired directly into Google Fiber to play them
Right.
seamlessly. Like it sucked. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But now you can download the games, and it's like, oh, thank God.
You know, it's crazy.
What?
With the Switch, they just released the new Assassin's Creed game in Japan.
Okay.
And the reason why they were able to do that is because it's a streaming game.
That's right. I saw something about that.
They're playing with that kind of stuff in Japan, which is weird. It's kind of cool because it's like, oh shit, I don't need a powerhouse. I can stream a game to my console that is way more powerful than the system itself. And I'm curious moving forward if that's a way for Nintendo to get a lot of these big AAA games on the system in a funky kind of way.
Yeah, that could work.
It's
depending on how, I mean, if it works, then it could work,
you
but
couldn't do those for fighters.
No, kind of.
Or couldn't do it for the platformers that are like, you gotta be on your shit.
Well, but if they're doing it for Assassin's Creed, though.
But Assassin's Creed is not a platformer like I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones where like you have to get every single button down correctly or you're gonna fall off and die.
Yeah.
Well, what's that game we were talking about earlier? Celestial or whatever? Like the one that it's like precision. That's what I mean. I don't mean like Mario or something.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But there's certain games that you couldn't be able to do on it. But fuck, if you could play World of Warcraft or something like that, fuck yeah. So I don't know. It's just interesting that they're doing that. I just find it interesting.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh yeah, so we got some PlayStation Plus games this month.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with this lineup.
No, we got Friday the 13th, Laser League, of course. Everyone knows that game. Master Reboot, which is a game I've never heard of, but sounds cool. The Bridge, also another game never heard of. Rocket Birds 2 Evolution. I'm sure everyone's heard of that.
This one I actually knew.
Yeah, no, that I wasn't being sarcastic. Or was I? 2064, Read Only Memories, which sounds very anime.
Yeah, no kidding.
So that's
I mean, I get it. Friday...
that is a dating sim.
God, is it really?
Yeah, no, I'm just making this up as I go.
Because I don't know, man. Don't play with me like that now.
Read Only Memories sounds like a Kingdom Hearts spinoff game.
No, that was Dream Drop Distance. No, Chain of Memories. That was Chain of Memories. They actually did that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You should go see Donkey's the history of Kingdom Hearts, and he goes over the lore of Kingdom Hearts. And I've heard people who love Kingdom Hearts is like, all of that is true except for the stuff that's obviously not. And I'm like, what? But you watch it and you're like, obviously that's not part of it. Like the silly stuff, but everything else is just as equally silly, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, wait, what? What's happening? But anyway, so yeah. So that's PlayStation Plus.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Friday the 13th because it's October and Halloween and scary stuff. And Friday the 13th was fun once they finally got it patched to where it worked.
That one makes the most sense.
Do what?
That one makes the most sense. Everything else is like they just added it onto it.
This was they pulled names out of a hat.
Yep.
They had a giant tumbler of like a lottery, and they were like, and hit the button. Laser League. Cool. All right, hit the button. The Bridge. Like that's what happened here.
Yeah. Yikes. Exactly.
So
we got some bad news.
We got some this came out of nowhere for me because I didn't know. I had no idea Telltale was in trouble of any kind.
Their studio shut down. Reportedly, workers are finishing Minecraft collab with Netflix before closing for good. That was the crazy thing is I remember them doing a deal with Netflix where you could play these games on Netflix, like Stranger Things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like you would imagine all of their franchises that they were able to work with. You think it was doing gangbusters, but
evidently not.
This is what happens when you put out 5 games in a year. for a studio as small as them.
Yeah, because they let everybody go except for like 25 that they're keeping for the Minecraft story mode.
And there's a lawsuit now against them from the people that were let go
Because they weren't
because of
getting severance.
they weren't getting severance, and yeah, a lot of the work, yeah, it's just all behind the scenes, just shittiness. This leaves, this leaves them in the middle of The Walking Dead, the final chapter. There's now 2 chapters remaining, so if you have that, you're probably not going to get any more.
No, the last episode that they did will be the last one. Like, that's it.
Yeah, that sucks. I know people have been playing that Walking Dead series for so long, and it was like finally we'll get some closure, because you're never going to get closure in the comic or in the TV show. So that sucks. I feel bad.
And now they're not going to get closure in the video game either.
Not a video game, and it makes sense. Like, I wouldn't expect the creators or anything to actually give a shit now that they're like, hey, we need to pay rent. So the last thing anyone really gives a shit about, I guess, is those games. But I feel bad for the people lost their jobs.
Yeah,
I was reading stories about people. They were just hiring people. Literally, people were there for 2 weeks. They flew there cross country, got the job, got a place, San Francisco or wherever the hell they're at in California.
Madness.
I think it's California.
It's just madness, man.
And 2 weeks ago, hiring people, and now you're gonna let a whole studio go? How does that happen? How do you not 6 months out know that your studio is going to go bankrupt or whatever?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like,
This is a book I want to read.
How are you smiling at someone like, hey, you just got your dream job. Thanks for moving out here and signing a lease.
Yeah, we're hiring you and handing you your 2 weeks notice at the same time. It's just that nobody here knows that yet.
Didn't even get a paycheck yet.
No.
That's insane to me.
I can't process that. I don't know how that happens.
I did see some other studios. Oh, it is in California, because I did see some other studios. I forget the name of them, that put on Twitter like, hey.
Oh, everybody. Like, that was what was.
Us at this restaurant. We're buying pizza, and bring your resume because we're hiring people. So like, hopefully everyone lands on their feet.
Because that was what was awesome. Like so many actual game companies on Twitter were like, tweet at us with like the hashtag Telltale Games or whatever, or Telltale Jobs or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like, like they kind of banded together of like, man, you know what? This really sucks. Let us help you out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So, well, there's that. That's crazy. That's sad.
Yeah. Bummer.
We went over the Pokemon Go stuff. Apparently there's some PUBG news. The Korean ratings board outs the PlayStation 4 version.
Yeah. So something else for crossplay.
Yeah, but man, so late.
Yeah, well,
so late. Fortnite just gobbled up anything PUBG.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where all this business went, was Fortnite.
Yeah, it's a little too late. But yeah, I think that's it. We don't really have any reviews or anything this week. Episode's gone on long enough that we're pretty tired. But we'll be back here next week. WeGeekPodcast@gmail.com. Make sure you go to our Twitter, WeGeekPodcast, at TheLoganWitt, at Adam Estep. Go to our YouTube channel. We'll post the episodes. Shoot us an email. I think I already gave you the email address, WeGeekPodcast@gmail.com. And I'd say we'll see you next week, Captain.